Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. Pieces is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python. Grab what I like real fast, choke until I have everything I attack. Everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and let's get this started. 7-7 at 7. Um, yeah, it's been one hell of a day for me today. It's been crazy, very very crazy to the point that it just started off the day wrong. I woke up, went outside. Had a flat tire, had a freaking nail in my tire. So thank goodness I had enough air in it to take it to the gas station to put more air into it. I actually had to buy this tire kit repair thing. Well, I couldn't repair the tire, but I had to put the glue. I took out the nail, put the glue onto the nail, and then put the nail back in the tire, and filled it up, and it held up. It held up until I had to take it this morning at 7 in the morning. Remember, I woke up. I wake up at 6 in the morning every day, almost every day. I wake up around 6 in the morning, and I was running errands, and that's how I knew that. Like when I went outside, I saw the tire, and I was like, something's not right with that tire. And I looked, there was a nail in it. I was like, damn it. So I had to go do that this morning. What a great start, right? 7-7 at 7 in the morning at the gas station, filling up my tire. Then went to Town Fair Tire to get the tire repair, which cost me only $13. Weird numbers, right? So got the tire repair. It took me 3 hours waiting there for my tire to get repaired, which was ridiculous. Just because there was people ahead of me, they had appointments and so forth. But I was like, for a fucking tire repair, it shouldn't take that long to do. So I was stuck in there for 3 hours. So the morning was kind of like hectic. It was a little just like this candle going off. It was just not good, not a good setup for me. But as the day progressed, I got a lot accomplished, and I it's just it wasn't a good start. And I'm hoping this 7-7 p.m. 777 will bring me better luck as far as that's concerned. Um, it's been a wild day. We had my confirmation of over 100 people dead. Easily over 100, more than that. This numbers is big time being downplayed. But now we're playing the blame game. The blame game. You see this beautiful shirt that I have here? Tyson De La Cruz sent it to me today, and it's MAGA, right? And you can see, you can't really see it, but I'll show you real quick. Beautiful MAGA shirt. You could get it at Tyson De La Cruz store. You go to tysondelacruz.com and pick up some merch from his store. Make accountability great again. That's what mega stands for me. It's not only America, because America is already great as it is. We need to bring back accountability. We need accountability, and we don't have accountability. Everything's just a shit show. From from the Epstein files, miraculously, there's no evidence. There's no client list. I wonder, how did that happen, right? I know the truth. I know what's going on. So if we don't have the Epstein file or Epstein list, because he's dead, I guess, right? Everything got destroyed, just like, who's another one that got destroyed and destroyed a lot of information? Hillary Clinton, right? Yeah, Hillary Clinton, when she deleted all those important informations and from her laptop and all that crazy stuff that she went through, never got in trouble, never held accountability, never, still to this day, nothing has happened to her. Not even this, not even that. She didn't even get that. She didn't even get the one finger. She didn't even get that either. Nothing. Nothing. The list that I really want to learn and know is the Diddy list. Diddy list. Zoom in, right? The Diddy list. The Diddy list that contains a lot of information from A-listers, big time individuals, kings and queens, and a lot of princess and prince coming to these freak off parties, which is very disturbing. Very, very, very disturbing that the list just disappeared on Epstein, right? I want to know what's up with Diddy's list. Nobody's talking about his list. He didn't have a list. He didn't have a guest list. He didn't have countless of hours, thousands of hours of footage. Nothing. Nothing. So we're gonna play this game, right? Okay. Two could play that game. I mean, I could just astral project and tell you what I see. I tell you right now, Diddy is not innocent. He is very guilty, and he is where he's supposed to be. He should be there rotting in jail. He should not even see the day of light. The Epstein one, there's a lot of high power individuals that are tied into that, and we knew they were gonna give us the bullshit run around story. They weren't never gonna tell us the truth. They were never gonna say, yeah, oh, here's all the individuals that were part of this Epstein list. Shh. Oh yeah, and here's the Diddy list too. Shh. No, no, the public, you guys don't get to see that. No, it's none of your business. Nobody's going to be held accountable. That's why we need to make accountability great again. And you know what? I'm going to take this shirt that I got from Tyson. I'm going to take it all the way to the fucking Washington, D.C. I'm going to take it to the White House. And I don't want them to see the shirt. I don't want them to see make accountability great again. And I hope and I pray that Trump gets to see it. I swear that would be something else because he's going to tell me what a hell of a shirt. But we need to bring back accountability. There's none. And like Oprah. Where's Oprah? Where's Oprah? Where's Ellen? Where's Ellen DeGeneres? Yeah, we don't know. She's out there in UK, right? Where's Rosie O'Donnell? Oh, talking about Rosie O'Donnell. What a clown. She's I think the biggest clown that has I feel bad for clowns because it makes clowns look bad. So I'm sorry, clowns. I don't like clowns. I never have. It's just something about me. I just don't like them. And if somebody comes up to me in a clown outfit and try to scare me, you guaranteed to get punched in the face. It's just like that. I'm sorry. I never liked the clowns, and I blame the movies for this, especially the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. When I was little, I saw that movie and it really creeped the shit out of me. Um, Very pretty good sci-fi movie, cheesy but corny, and it's a good watch. But that movie really fucked me up. growing up for sure. Um, Let me go here to the chat. Hey, Chloe, how you doing? Hey, Albie. I hope you guys had a good day today, but mine was a little fucked in the morning. I'm sorry for my language. I gotta calm down with the F word, right? But fucking shit, it was horrible. It was a horrible morning. But let's see, Chloe. The sun came out. Oh, in Central Texas, and that was so good. Yeah, I bet you got hot too. First day, no rain, and 3 to 4 days. Wow, you guys got enough rain to last you a good amount of time. You guys had a really bad drought, very very bad drought, and the fact that you had all this water just dump on you. A lot of people are starting to question this event, the way it happened and how it happened, and is there has there been weather manipulation? I talked about this the other day, and now it's coming out. Everyone's talking about it now. Funny how that happens, right? But let's see here. Thank you, Albie. Love you too. And let's see. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. DM me on Discord about Tyson's shop link. Yeah, I'll put the. I'm gonna add his link. Give me one sec. When I bring up his story, what a little bit later, I'll put it up. Just remind me in a little bit, and I'll put up his. Let me do it right now before I forget. Because Tyson De La Cruz, he's a good friend of mine, and um, we're collaborating a bit with the t-shirts. I want to help him out with some designs and help him push his merch out. Because he has great ideas and stuff, but he has a lot on his plate too, and I could help him with the side dishes. I could be the one to help him with the side dishes. Um, Give me one sec and see if I can find it here. He has so many links here. Um, Let me see. Did he put a video last night? I think I showed it last night. Yeah, I did. I surely did. So I don't have to show them because I want him to start his upload an hour earlier instead of being so late at night. I want him to start his upload at least an hour earlier so I could catch it on my show. Um, just cause. Here it is. Give me one sec. Let me just double check it. Yeah, here we go. So let's go ahead and copy that. Perfect. And now let's push this back. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here's the link to Tyson De La Cruz. It's his store where you can purchase this shirt, MAGA, Make America. You can use it as America, but it's accountability because we need accountability to bring back accountability to America. I love America. I was born here. I was born in Miami, Florida. I I lived in different parts of the United States, from Florida to California, Arizona, Connecticut. I've been all over the place, and Florida will always be home. Connecticut is my home now. I really love Connecticut. I love the Four Seasons. So let me go ahead and put up that's Tyson's De La Cruz site, so you could purchase his beautiful shirts. Um, and he does have sometimes he does put out discount codes if you go to his channel and go under his videos and go under the descriptions. Usually you'll find a link where you could get, I think, 7 or 17% off the merch. So don't pay full price, get the discount. I'm just saying. But let me see. I want to go first. Let's go to the crazy bitch, Rosie O'Donnell. We're going to listen to her and we're going to gather our opinions about her. I think she's scum. She's a very scummy person. She's just a horrible person. Not a good person at all. She's someone that I would never be friends with. I can never be friends with a person that looks like this. She reminds me, okay, what does she look like to you? She looks like to me, and this is my opinion. This is my mind over your matter. This is my thoughts. She reminds me of that big tortoise from Never Ending Story, where that big turtle comes out and his big ass head comes out, and Atreyu is talking to this big tortoise. She looks like the tortoise head, like the tortoise face. I'm just saying, she just looks very weird. Do you trust anybody that looks like this? Like, it screams Karen. She should just put Karen on her forehead. Maybe tattoo Karen on her forehead. This lady is gonna die very unhappy. She's gonna have like an aneurysm, and she's gonna have a stroke, and she's gonna pass away because of her unhappiness. She's very distressed, very much like diagnosed with TDS. She's a mess. And let's listen to the mess, and then let's get your opinions on what she says. She's just horrible. Not good people.
Systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government. These are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis.
The incident comes as the Trump administration is making deep cuts to weather forecasting services.
We're also learning that there were significant staffing shortfalls of the National Weather Service.
They're blaming Trump. Everybody's blaming Trump.
I don't think it's helpful to have missing key personnel from the National Weather Service not in place to help prevent these tragedies.
But the White House correcting the record.
The National Weather Service provided early and consistent warnings. They gave out timely flash flood alerts. There were record-breaking lead times in the lead up to this catastrophe. There is ongoing flood monitoring, and these offices were well staffed. In fact, one of the offices was actually overstaffed.
So just take it from me, politicizing weather events is not good, and it shouldn't happen. But this happened, Jesse, and great to have you back, around 4 a.m. when everyone was asleep, the river was rising, there was a torrential downpour, so the conditions were absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, Dana, we're praying for the families and hope they do find some survivors. There's a school of thought in the left that says the more people you have, the better results you get. I don't know about that, because imagine this show was called The 10, and they blew up the table and everybody talked. You'd never have time for Animals Are Great, and they'd have to pay these people twice as much.
They call that CNN.
They
Damn.
Yes, exactly. Or look at I think they call it the golden age of Hollywood. Jessica, pay attention to this one. Back in the day, they had one studio head, okay? And he was the risk taker, made all the decisions, and he had an army of writers, producers, and directors. So he'd approve a script, they'd get it up, and all of a sudden, box office hit. Today, there's, I don't know, an army of executives. They have so many people making decisions that no decision ever gets done. So they just have to reboot old hits. Like, that's why you have Jurassic Park 17.
Yeah. Damn.
Stephanopoulos should lose his job. This guy's already cost Disney $20 million. He's making about $20 million, and he's got to go because he says that they're understaffed. Now, with the resources that ABC has, they could make one phone call and find out they had plenty of people. But Politico,
they did have
with
plenty
a
of
fraction
people.
of the staff gets the right answer. So this guy's going to get iced out for the next 4 years. No one's going to touch him, and he's just dead man walking.
Now, I want to say this. Before I continue listening. From what I know, none of these like FEMA nor the National Weather Service has not been affected yet by the Trump cuts. These cuts don't go into effect until next year. Okay, you won't feel them until next year. And the second thing, if they're short staffed, it wasn't because of Trump. Okay, This is something that is ongoing with this agency, that they are overspending and not even getting the forecast correctly. How many times have you listened to the Weather Channel and they tell you one thing and it turns out another, and it never happens? There's so many times, like here, even the weather forecasters here, like they're like, oh, it's going to rain, it's going to pour, it's going to this and that, and nothing happens. And then times where they're like, yeah, it's going to be a nice day. It's going to be, partly cloudy. Maybe a storm comes through, but it's going to be a beautiful day. And it turns out to be a shitty day. And it's raining and thunder and it's a horrible day. They're never accurate. Never. And they never hold accountability. Like, that's the word of the day. Accountability. There is no accountability. And especially the Democrats, they love to pounce on these topics and then push political points and push the political narrative. And I just believe that this is just a big mistake by the Democrats to continue to pounce on the Republicans when something like a natural disaster happens. Like, blame Trump. Like, of course, it's easy to blame Trump, right? Because they blame him for everything. It's like, blame Trump. Oh, shit. I had a flat tire today. Guess what? I blame Trump. Does that make any sense? No. Does Trump controls the weather? No. Did the weather people that were predicting this and giving out the warnings, did they do their job? No. They failed. But now they're instead of holding accountability, no, they want to pass the problems and pass everything on to Trump. It's Trump's fault. That's the easy way out. Blame Trump. Blame Trump for everything. It's just ridiculous. So let's go back to the story. And the media is just horrible. I mean, when is the FCC gonna crack down on these networks that falsely report and they grossly incompetent? Like, it's just ridiculous at this point. Let's continue listening.
These people have emotional problems and bad religion. Let me give you an example, Jessica, and it's good to be back around the table. This climate change thing is a religion to these people because they believe that weather is punishing us for being a rich and successful and prosperous nation. And all they need to do to appease the rain gods is to have everybody use their sacred things like solar panels and stupid cars and windmills. And that's what's going to save lives. All right. And then you have people that blame everything on Donald Trump. So if they get fired, if they stub their toe, if there's a virus, it's his fault.
Yep.
And so you're walking around and dealing with people that are like suspicious pagans. All right. Everything they see as a conspiracy. They're superstitious, but we're not in this anymore. We used to have to battle these people. We are in an age of common sense.
Jessica, I will go to you next. You don't have to. You can choose to comment on whatever you want, but it is good to have Jesse back on the table. Yeah. I do think it's a little wild. And when it comes to certain news stories, it's let's wait, let's get all the facts, let's see. But if it's a blame Trump, that's like all systems go.
Well, you could actually do that for any
Republicans
story,
too,
so, yeah.
writ large. Take it from me.
Listen, this is one of the more devastating stories that I think we've had to cover as a mother of two daughters that are going to go to camp at some point. I cannot even imagine what that feels like. I've been reading the testimonials, especially about the fathers and grandfathers that are walking around that camp looking for a thermos with their kid's name on it or some sign that they were there. Maybe they find a body of another camper, maybe they find their own child or grandchild. Unimaginable. I'm so sorry for them, and I'm sorry for any hurt that any comments about this tragedy has caused these families. I don't think that talking about preparedness or what might have helped qualifies as impugning the memory of those that have been lost or detracting from the thoughtful conversation that needs to take place, because this river has been flooding for a very long time. There are a number of instances in this. And we were here around the table when Hurricane Helene struck, and I did not hear Jesse Waters, who I'm thrilled is back around the table, saying that Donald Trump should stop spreading lies about the Biden administration and the FEMA funds. Trump came out and he said, they're giving your FEMA dollars to illegals. They're housing them with your FEMA dollars. Then he said, you're only going to get $750 from FEMA, which was a complete lie. And there are Republican officials who have testified to the fact that people did not get their FEMA assistance because of what Trump and other Republicans were saying. You also don't need to trust or go to Democrats to politicize it. You can look at this GOP state rep, Wes Verdell, who said that he would have voted differently on a bill that was before the House last year. I think it was House Bill number 13, that was going to add more money for disaster response and better alert systems, radio towers, et cetera. There are over $54 billion in identified needs in terms of disaster resistance when it comes to these kinds of flash floods that state officials are asking for, and the GOP legislature has rejected them. That is something that they can work on to move forward and hopefully avoid a tragedy like this again.
And well, Kellyanne, I think one thing that we always are constantly reminded of, especially even with Hurricane Helene, is that state and local governments are the ones that are on the front lines of defense, and the federal government can help, but they're not necessarily the ones to blame.
That's right. They're on the first level of defense, but they're also the ones who tend to issue the warnings and then go out to rescue and recover. I mean, the left is very culpable in this one, Jessica, respectfully. They have this playbook now. Number one, blame Trump. Number two, lie in the service of blaming Trump, refer to number one. And number three, give us your thoughts, never even your prayers. Why aren't they out there helping with rescue and recovery? Why aren't they looking for the thermoses?
No, they're not going to do that.
Lifting up this hero who saved the lives of 168. Why isn't he a household name? Trump, 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 and everything. And it turns out all of it's just a lie. Dana Bash, George Stephanopoulos, Al Sharpton, and other Democrats in the media and other Democrats everywhere. Lying, climate change. People are talking about climate change from the comfy cockpits of their fossil fuel guzzling private aircraft, telling the rest of us what just went wrong, who's to blame, while people are still looking for loved ones. We didn't have this when I was growing up. Everybody got together. I think the modern Democratic Party, it's hysteria over compassion. It is Trump derangement syndrome, definitely, and it's confrontation over collaboration. And they let that go here. Last point, Trump's the one. He got late September, early October, he went down to North Carolina after that tragedy. He and Melania went out to the fires right after he was sworn in. He goes where the crisis and the pain exist. Mm-hmm. And he tries to go when they won't be in the way of rescue and recovery. He goes to share people's pain and try to add some compassion, some federal resources. The Democratic Party is so hollowed out in their anger and their misery and their bitterness towards one man who's on a 2-week hot streak that they can't even express enough compassion to the loss of life, which includes, kids our own ages.
Yeah. Click here to subscribe
That's
to the
wild.
Fox News YouTube
Blame
page
Trump.
to catch our
blame
hottest
Trump for
interviews
everything. Just blame Trump. It's easier that way. It's just ridiculous how it just makes you sick. Let's go ahead and catch up on some more news here of that flooding.
Right now, as Texas braces for more flooding, officials conduct a massive search for survivors while family members search for answers. Our next guest says her daughter has been missing since Friday.
Wow.
21-year-old Ella Cahill was celebrating the 4th of July in Hunt, Texas, with her boyfriend Aiden, and the search for them continues at this hour. Joining me now is Ella's mom, Tanya Powell. Tanya, thank you for being with us in this incredibly, incredibly difficult time. I know that part of your motivation is to let everyone know about your daughter, and the search is ongoing. Tell us what you know right now about the search for your daughter.
Well, I know that the kids came over, they're college seniors in San Antonio, and they came over to celebrate the holiday, and we received a call at about 4 a.m. Aiden's dad, he owns the house, and the kids often came over here, just every other weekend, really, and to ride on the river. But he received a call around 4, and Aiden was asking his dad what he should do, that water was coming in the house. And he then said that he needed to help Ella because she was struggling to stay they were on the front porch. And he handed the phone to another friend, Joyce, and Joyce said they just got washed away. And then she said, tell my parents that I love them. And then that's the last we've heard from them. And the entire house is gone. It's just a slab left. So we're just desperately just trying to find. We found Joyce and Reese, two of the friends, have been found deceased. And now we're just trying to recover Ella and Aiden, who were high school sweethearts, my daughter and her boyfriend. And just want to find them.
Well, I'm so sorry, Tanya. I can only imagine how incredibly difficult this is. What are you hearing from authorities or regarding the search efforts?
Well, we're here, we're searching. We're not really, there's lots of people on the ground here coming in and out. There are special forces teams out here, and I've seen Border Patrol teams out here with dogs and volunteer teams. So, honestly, we're not really talking to the authorities. We're all just out here searching. We haven't, we haven't really stopped. So I just, guess they're just doing what they need to do to help us find them.
So it sounds like it's neighbors helping neighbors. It's community.
Yeah, there's a lot of officials too. Yeah, there's a lot of officials out here too.
Well, Tanya, I know this has got to be the most difficult situation a parent can ever imagine. And, what would you like us to know about Ella?
She was just a sweet, kind-hearted soul. She and Aiden and Joyce had a mission trip planned to go to Guatemala in a few weeks. Smart, beautiful, just very kind-hearted, grateful girl. And this just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I guess I'm not supposed to understand everything.
Yeah, I think we're all struggling to understand this. But listen, we appreciate you sharing your story with us. I know that putting Ella's picture up and hopefully helping and finding Ella is part of your motivation. We appreciate you doing that. We hope in some small way we can be a help. And of course, you have our prayers, everyone watching. And we thank you, Tanya. God.
Wow, it's amazing how life is so fragile, right? You could be here 1 minute, and the next minute you're gone. It's that's how and Mother Nature, she doesn't care, and she's gonna do what she's gonna do. But was this storm manipulated? That's what everyone's questioning, right? Let's check out another story here. Actually, I want to go to Melody King. Just give me 1 sec and let me set it up here, so that way we can watch and listen to this. I don't understand why this has to be a racial issue when it comes to the flooding. There's been a lot of like racial people that are very racist coming out and speaking bad about, there was no black girls that died in this flood and this is all racist, and it was really crazy how people think and how people react and how come they're race hustling. What's the point of race hustling? Like, what is that? What good is that gonna bring to you? I'm waiting, because it's nothing. Nothing's gonna. It doesn't matter what race you're from or where you're from. Natural disasters and natural disaster is going to take whoever is a part of that area. It so happens maybe there were black people that were killed, but they're not yet identified. So how come people just jump to the conclusions? It's just unreal. It's just so sad. But let's check out Melody Brown here, and actually Melody King. And You come up to your own conclusions. Listen in and listen to these ignorant people.
Them about their double standards and how you wouldn't give a damn about other children and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two fucks about. There's no prayers going up for them, but we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls.
The floods in Texas, natural calamity or secret government experiment gone sideways?
Everybody got the forecast from the National Weather Service, right? You all got it. You're all in media. You got that forecast. It did not predict the amount of rain that we saw.
And then there's a Houston pediatrician who just got fired for saying flood victims got what they voted for. This isn't just a tragedy. It's a political power kick, and someone's fueling the flames. What if everything you've been told about the flood and the real reason some people are outraged is hiding an even bigger scandal?
Of course, Millie King.
Original
I love this girl.
that we received on Wednesday from the National Weather Service predicted 3 to 6 inches of rain in the Concho Valley and 4 to 8 inches of rain in the Hill Country. We worked with our own meteorologists to fine-tune that weather statement, and as many of you know, and many of you in broadcast journalism and meteorology, you can go back and look at your own forecast, and the amount of rain that fell in this specific location was never in any of those forecasts.
This rain event sat on top of that and dumped more rain than what was forecasted on both of those forks. When we got the report, it was about 7 feet or so on the South Fork, and within a matter of minutes, it was up to 29 feet, and all of that converged at the Guadalupe, and that's where we saw those very quick rise in flood.
But listen, everybody got the forecast from the National Weather Service, right? You all got it. You're all in media. You got that forecast. It did not predict the amount of rain that we saw.
Here's what's coming first. The Texas floods that killed over 80 people, including kids from
100.
Camp Mystic. Was it simply nature
Over
or something
100.
engineered? We got to unpack the flood warnings, the conspiracy chatter, and political blame game. Then we've got to dive into the toxic fallout of a pediatrician's Facebook tirade, her claim that victims got what they voted for, and why compassion is being weaponized. Ready for this full breakdown? Guys, strap in because this video will slam you with facts, fired up questions, and a call for action.
Wow.
They can't come look. We've lost our cars, everything.
Oh my God. Look at the water.
This has never happened.
Oh my God.
There's. So anybody, please, if you have a boat or something, I need help. I need to get my dad out of here. It's starting to smell like sewer in here.
Yeah, your place is destroyed. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at the father.
So from July 4th
oh my
to 7th,
God.
Central Texas experienced an unprecedented flood event that went wild online. And not just from the rain. A powerful mesoscale connective complex powered by remnants of Tropical Storm Barry dumped up to 20 inches of rain in mere hours. The Guadalupe River jumped over 26 feet in 45 minutes, turning quiet campgrounds into deadly flash floods. Local flood shields? Minimal. Kerr County has repeatedly been denied federal flood warning grants since 2018, leaving systems dangerously outdated, but that's just the beginning. Flood watches turned into flash flood emergencies with alerts issued around 4 a.m. But when dawn came, people were caught bleeding wet. Phones didn't buzz. Camp Mystic lost 27 girls and a counselor in one night. Republican Rep Chip Roy blamed the warning system, asking why afterward. Meanwhile, FEMA funding shrank under Trump-era cuts, raising alarms about weakened forecasting. Is this negligence or something more deliberate? Flood watches turned into flash flood emergencies with alerts issued by 4 a.m. But when dawn came, people were caught bleeding wet. Phones didn't buzz. Camp Mystic lost 27 girls and a counselor in one night. Republican Representative Chip Roy blamed the warning system and only asking why afterwards. Meanwhile, FEMA funding shrank, and that raises alarms about weakened forecasting. Is this negligence or something more deliberate? Enter Dr. Christina B. Prost, whatever her name is. She's a Texas pediatrician fired after a now-deleted Facebook post. She wrote smugly, Kerr County MAGA voted to gut FEMA. They denied climate change. May they get what they voted for. Now, this is about flood victims, including children. Bluefish Pediatrics wasted no time cutting ties to her. Memorial Hermann echoed the condemnation. The Texas Medical Board opened a potential investigation, though formal action is still pending, okay? But this was more than an online outburst. It cracked open to bigger truths about how disgusting people are when it comes to their political bias, that even the lives of children don't matter as long as you can dunk and score political points.
Not only deserve to be fired, but she deserves to lose her license practicing medicine. Medicine is you're as a doctor, you're supposed to be a healer. You're not supposed to see red or blue or Democrat or Republican. And to make light of such a tragedy, she should never be hired as a doctor again. She should be working at Walmart, McDonald's somewhere after making light. I don't care how much I dislike Democratic policies. I would never, if it happened in California, say, well, that's what they deserve. That's not what they deserve.
Now we've got to ask some questions. If flood warnings existed, why weren't they heeded? Who dropped the ball? Local governments, the NWS, or someone else? If FEMA got cut, does that explain why alerts failed? Or is that the excuse? And Dr. Prost's hateful post, was it a reflection of a deeper toxic mindset or simply shameless exploitation? Senator Schumer is calling for probes into National Weather Service staffing cuts, resulting from downsizing. Meanwhile, meteorologists from Wired claimed that NWS did issue warnings, but maybe just a little too late. So is it the cuts crippled forecasting, or is it the local failures or silence that buried alerts even when they were issued? Now, of course, Rosie O'Donnell decided to jump in here and blame Trump for dismantling NWS and indirectly causing deaths, calling his leadership immoral. But Trump denies budget cuts had taken even effect yet. Meanwhile, there's conspiracy theorists, people who are calling out the floods as fake weather from cloud seeding, or either it was geoengineering. That narrative weaponizes tragedy. Some say to discredit climate science, others to distract from the failings of governance. Is this genuine environmental disaster or political theater?
Can somebody please tell me what the hell Rosie O'Donnell is talking about?
And what a horror story in Texas. The flash floods in Texas, the Guadalupe River, 51 missing, 51 dead, more missing. Children at a camp. And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis, because he's put this country in so much danger by his horrible, horrible decisions and this ridiculously immoral bill that he just signed into law.
What the fuck?
As Republicans cheered. People will die as a result, and they've started.
He's a fucking
already.
idiot.
What the fuck? I don't know. This bitch is like has extreme Trump derangement syndrome or what. You go from talking about a tragedy where people lost their lives, children are fucking missing or not here no more, to blaming Trump. What the fuck? Trump was doing the fucking rain dance, all that shit to make the rain and the floods and shit. I don't understand this shit. Like, what the fuck is Rosie O'Donnell ass talking about? What is she even fucking known for? Maybe I'm just too young to realize or remember her, but what is she even known for? A fucking talk show? Ricky Lake looking ass? But how the hell you blaming Trump for this shit? And how you blaming his bill? Okay, let's say the bill had something to do with something, right? The bill don't even take effect till like next year. How are you blaming them? Why are you even still in America? Wasn't you supposed to go to Ireland, or didn't Ireland kick you out and told your ass to come back to America? Whatever the fuck happened. Why are you still talking, lady? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're just blaming shit on Trump. The bill caused the flood, and it took the lives of the people, because when Trump signed the bill, a big hurricane. Shut the fuck up, lady. The fuck? Man, listen, what y'all think about this shit? This shit crazy as hell. Rosie O'Donnell need to go to fucking somewhere, a mental hospital or a goddamn retirement home at this point.
I gotta agree with this guy, man. I really like him already. Rosie O'Donnell's a fucking idiot. She's a fucking idiot. How you gonna talk from far away? Why you're not here in the United States? You talk big and bad, and you're not even here. what is it? What is it you care? Like, do you care about the victims that died? Because it seems like you don't, and you really don't care about America, to be honest with you, because you don't even have a heart. You don't even have compassion. We have over 100 people, from my mind, thinking it's in the 200s, but yeah, you could play the number games and play little by little, just adding people up little by little. We're talking about, this is a major event that happened in Texas, and yet the media wants to gaslight. Rosie O'Donnell thinks she knows it all. Like, she doesn't even know nothing. She's like, 51 kids missing. It's like, okay, where are you getting your numbers from? Who are you watching that's relating these messages to you? And why are you already jumping on Trump's back about FEMA and all this craziness? FEMA already had problems. FEMA had problems with Biden. Look what happened in North Carolina with the flooding there from when the hurricane passed through there. It was it turned into a storm, but it was a storm that unleashed so much water into the Carolinas that people lost their lives. Much more devastating. Businesses, houses, everything got all fucking torn apart, and roads, and it was just a nightmare in North Carolina, right? But the Democrats, they kept it hush. They didn't even show up until weeks later. The FEMA didn't even give the proper money out to these people. They were telling people, if they were telling their workers, FEMA workers, that if you see a Trump's banner or flags and properties, don't go there to help them. Just skip it and go to the next. Like, are you kidding me? Now, this fat pig, Rosie O'Donnell, wants to talk about FEMA, and FEMA is not properly funded. It has never been properly funded. And the fact that you want to blame it on Trump makes you a fucking moron, idiot. You don't see what the hell happened when Biden was in office? Your Lord and Savior Biden? He was asleep the majority of the time. And the tragedy that happened in North Carolina, you didn't even give a fuck. Can anyone pull up a video about the North Carolina and Rosie O'Donnell talking about the flooding in North Carolina? I'm waiting. Where's that coverage of Rosie talking about that flooding and the amount of people that died there? Kids, also adults, pets, like lots of people died in the Carolinas, and yet she wants to nitpick and come to this story and try to blame Trump. You're a fucking idiot. Trump, man, make accountability great again. The dirt on this fucking pig. Expose her for who she is. She is not a good person. She is very tied in, and that's why she's not here in America. She's a fucking idiot. I can't stand that bitch. Oh my god. Certain bitches that you can't stand? Well, Rosie O'Donnell is one of them that I can't fucking stand. Like, she's a fucking moron. She is. She's so dumb. Let's go back to this dude cursing out Rosie O'Donnell. I like him. He has a good personality. I really like his flow. I like the way he thinks.
Bitch.
Now the conversation exploded online, okay? With some users are pointing fingers at the government cuts to parks, wildlife, FEMA, and staffing. Some dismiss it as conspiracy or paranoia. Others see it as a plot, collapsing trust in institutions. But what's more damaging is the sudden disaster, or is it the sudden doubt? And what's even weirder is that the cuts have not been implemented yet. So I don't understand how cuts can even go hand in hand with this. And must we forget all the floods in North Carolina and natural disasters that were an absolute catastrophic failure under Biden and FEMA? Are we going to really pretend that FEMA was not paying millions of dollars for illegal migrants to be in housing in New York? Misspending of funds gone missing? This is half the reason why Biden lost the election. So now they're pointing fingers at Trump, but none of the cuts affected this yet. guys. So I'm not sure where this is coming from. Again, other than people trying to use tragedy, the loss of lives of these children, and trying to use it to dunk and score political points. It's absolutely abhorrent.
About their double standards and how you wouldn't give a damn about other children, and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two fucks about. There's no prayers going up for them, but we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls.
Y'all called the fucking news on me.
So, Sade, however the fuck you say your name, you out of all people, especially you being a pastor's wife, should know your image as his wife matters. And the fact that you're going around on TikTok and social media in general spewing nothing but hate, I'm thinking that you think nothing's going to happen to, you or your husband, but, in reality, what you're doing can have a negative impact on your husband's career. Either he could get fired, demoted, whatever the case may be, in a congregation, because the video I found on Facebook seems like your husband is a pastor at a very old style church, which means you guys believe in old style values of Christianity, Lutheran, whatever the case may be, because I didn't look that much into your guys' church, but I did find a video with your husband in it. And your husband's white, and you're on here spewing hate to all the white children when you married a white man. That's funny. Not funny, haha, but funny. And then you're spewing hate to your child, however old he may be. I don't fucking know, because I don't know you from Adam, but you're telling your son, choose your white friends wisely. Well, the same case could be for a white person saying, choose your black friends wisely, because, that old saying, hands up, don't shoot, that can go into effect of basically what you're trying to insinuate. And you're trying to insinuate and paint that all white people are bad people, that all white people hate people of any type of color, whether they're Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, is incorrect. Like, in fact, I have a black family member that I found through doing a DNA history of me, and he's my cousin. I have very close friends who are black. Doesn't mean I hate them due to their skin color. If I'm going to hate you, it's because of something you've done to me or my children, or whatever the case may be. But that's why I'm going to hate you. I don't hate somebody due to their color of their skin, because they can't control what color their skin they are at all, just like I can't. Wow. So you need to learn how to, spew more goodness and etc. And maybe not be a stupid bitch, because you're really going to ruin your husband's career by your big ass mouth. Hopefully this sinks into your little pea brain. How did they deserve? Dumbass.
Wow. There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all-white, white-only, conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going, period.
That's wild.
And I think that context needs to be said in this matter.
No, it doesn't. This is a perfect example of some of the people in our society who obsess over race. They make everything about race. Girls are dying and washed up in a flood, and her first thought is, what's like the racial demographic of the people who are missing in this camp?
Damn, I like this guy.
People like this are the people who work and keep racial issues alive. She talks as if this camp only allows white girls, with no proof other than simply pictures. What if it's just simply white people primarily have been the ones that decide to go there? Different cultures do different things. Or maybe there have been multiple races of people there that just aren't in the pictures. I know, it could be a crazy concept. But people with this mentality are the ones who are harming our country. They're not helping anything. Yep. And it's pathetic. Again, girls are dying. They've been swept up in a flood. And she's thinking, well, the people behind this, there's a lot of white people there. I'm not seeing much color, so they must be racist. And we need to know the context behind that. Be quiet. No, we don't need your context through your biased racial lens. We don't need that. And we don't want to hear it. These are the type of people who are obsessed with finding racial issues. It's pathetic. We should be focused on what matters, which is finding the people who are missing, not the racial demographic of a camp.
Wow.
I think here's the lesson.
I
Public
really like
tragedy
his
is now a
response.
political battlefront. Floods expose failing infrastructure,
I really
climate
like Melody
vulnerability, and
King.
government breakdown. And when someone calls that out as a failure, like Dr. Pross, society punishes them, but loses focus on why the flood alerts didn't work in the first place. We went from natural disaster to political execution.
Mhm.
What we need is accountability, not outrage.
Oh my God,
We
she
need
said
to ask,
accountability,
who
the
ignored
word.
warnings? Who defunded FEMA? Who actually is the problem at FEMA, like the last administration? Who thought a Facebook post would be a great political strategy, but just ended up being a
Make
failure?
accountability great
This isn't
again.
just rain and ruin. It's a political storm built on neglect,
hold on.
hatred, and cover-ups. Flood victims died under
Melody,
walls of
You're awesome. I know you're wrapping it up.
water, walls of
Hurry up,
silence.
girl.
A pediatrician's post raged
But
at politics, but it shouldn't
is it
blind
right
us
here.
to the policy failures that put people at risk. This video isn't about outrage, it's about action. Demand.
Okay, this come back to me. Melody King, you did awesome. You said the word of the year, the shirt of the year that you need to get from Tyson De La Cruz store.com and make accountability great again. We need to make accountability great again, because if we don't make accountability great again, we're continually repeating history over and over and over and over and over again. It's just wild. She said it. Lady King, accountability. I swear to you, this shirt should be the shirt of the summer. This shirt should be selling out. We need to get the sales of this shirt pushing. I'm gonna wear this shirt everywhere, and I'm gonna tell everybody where to buy it from. And you know, just support Tyson and just buy his merch. I'm telling you, he's the future. I see it. I know when I see good. I know when I see greatness. I know that his capability and how far he could go, and it's far and it's great. So I'm telling you that I found this individual when I was away from my show. I was away for a year. I had to focus on me and my health. I was dealing with a lot of health issues. You know, I passed out even on my show. So, you know, this is like, I gotta take care of me. As I was taking care of me, I found Tyson and started a good conversation with him. I got him to start a Discord, so he got Discord, and the progression, you know, and I want him to be very successful because he's gonna live more than I am. My time is not long, but I am here still witnessing everything that's going on. Because let me tell you, everything that I see, I'm going to report it to the baby Jesus. If I catch him up there and I say, "Who are you?" He's like, I'm Joshua. I'm the baby Jesus that you've been talking about." Oh, really? So do you hear me when I said I was going to do this to you? What the hell you been doing? Everything's all crazy down there. Like Diddy's like, he's disgusting. He has, allegedly diseases like HIV, AIDS. He has HIV, like allegedly that has came out. His medical records, like the dude has like medical records should not be that long. This dude has a book. Okay, he is full of diseases, and it's just this is just not good. Not good. Allegedly, I'm gonna let Jesus know. I'll let the baby Jesus know. We're gonna smoke a joint together. He's gonna have to have his own joint, and he has to roll my joint too to have it ready. Because I'm not rolling that shit up there. He better have it ready for me. And we're gonna have a great smoke together. I'm gonna let them know everything that's going on here. Everyone that I have come into encounters with, everyone's gonna get reported. Y'all all are going to get reported. All the way from the Trisha G's to the Antons and the list goes on and on. The people that I have come across, everyone's gonna get reported, and it could be good and it could be bad. But everyone, is going to be told on. Like, I'm gonna snitch up there in heaven, motherfuckers. And if I don't make it to heaven and I make it to hell, I'm gonna let something know, motherfuckers. This is what's going on out there. He's gonna be like, holy shit, don't send them over here. Fuck that. I don't want them here. Nah, you're getting Diddy with his Diddy dance. He's gonna dance down there in hell. It's gonna be like that Satan from fucking South Park. It's gonna be with Saddam Hussein down there with Satan. And Diddy's gonna be down there dancing with them. Oh no, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's just funny, but we need to make accountability great again, because if we don't, it's not gonna get better. Things are it's just. But let me see. What should we go to? Because there's still a lot of the flood, because that's where all the attention is. Fucking Rosie O'Donnell with her stupidness. We got other news to go to. I got a couple of here pulled out. Let me just close out some of these windows so I know what I have. I do have one more, actually. Two more on the flood story. We could watch both of them. I have them open. It's about the floods. Like, we're going from accountability to like devastation, pretty much. So many lives has been devastated. Like, you don't understand the amount of family and a lot of loved ones and others, because this affects a lot of people. They think, oh, they're dead and that's it. Like, the energy of grieving and sadness, you don't feel. That's these people talking like these idiots that are going on TikTok and sharing their stupid like opinions and talking about, oh, no black people got killed, like was not part of this. Like, how can you say that? How do, like, are you there? Are you searching for them? Are you confirming everything that you're like believing from the media? Are you on the ground doing the work? No, right? You don't know who got killed. Many black people could have been killed. Many of them. Remember, this is a 4th of July weekend. You think this is just a whites only festival? No. It was the 4th of July. That's all Americans. No matter creed or race. Like, it doesn't matter if you're dark skinned like me, because I'm not white and I'm not black. I'm brown. So what? I'm racist because I'm not black and I'm not white. And people want to talk about race and all this racist stuff, and to me, it just makes me sick. It makes me sick because it's stupidity. Humanity is all of us. There's no like sense of race. White people just always have to go straight to the race. And I just believe in humanity, and we're all one together here on this planet. Like, how white people can I get along? Like, why they always have to jump straight to race and then go blame Trump? Because you gotta blame Trump about the race too. Real quick, they're gonna jump on that too. Yeah, blame Trump on race too. it's sad the how the world is come to, you know. And the fact that I'm going to report all this, I'm going to be having fun. I'm going to have like my own show in heaven and be like, yo, guess what's been going down and down in hell, pretty much Earth, is going crazy, and I'm gonna just tell them everything, and they're gonna be entertained, and hopefully that asteroid comes and hits Earth and destroys everything, because it feels like no one deserves to be here. No one deserves to be here. Nobody appreciates life. People are just very selfish. And we just seen a lot of video of selfishness all around. No accountability. The Democrats have gone fucking insane. The world has gone like just mad. Like where's all why is so negative, and where's the positivity? There's no positivity. No, everyone has to be negative and be on that dark side. Like, I like to be in the light too. You know, it's not always dark, but that's what we're dealing with in society today. It has to come down to race, and that's just so stupid, so stupid. Let's check out this other. Let me set it up. Check out another flood report. We'll go from a Texas report to a Florida report, because it looks like Florida is sending crews to Texas to search for the dead. Let's be honest, they've been missing for over 3 days now. They're not with us. I mean, I love that they're hoping, and they're trying to like milk the hope for as much as they can, but I believe in reality. I believe in the voices in my head that tells me things, and tells me that a lot of people are just not with us. Okay, they're not with us, and it's a mass tragedy. Okay, it's very sad. Um, this affects so like this affects thousands upon thousands of people. Okay, it's not just the you just think, oh yeah, they're dead, and no feelings behind it, right? It's just like, okay, they're dead. Okay, next story. This affects so many people. So many people. Oh my god. If people took the time to astral project and see what happened, it's devastating. That's why from day one, when I heard it happen, I knew something. It was really bad. I predicted this the day before. Like, I predicted something like big happening. Like, I was telling people to be careful. Go back and watch my shows. Like, I don't only just do news and watch news. Lately, I've been just doing that because there's not really much people to entertain. So I'm just gonna watch the news and speak upon it. And that's the truth. You know, I'm very gifted. Do you think my desk, I just put my altar in front of you just for the hell of it? I just no, $1,200 here, a couple of $1,000 here, right in front of you. No, just for the hell of it. Just because I don't believe in myself and what I'm capable of. So all this is just what, like, decoration to you? To me, it has more meaning. To me, it shows my capabilities and where my heart is and where my mind is. But everyone watching takes that for granted. It's not just decoration just to make it look pretty. There's meaning behind everything that's on this desk. This is my altar. And what's in front of my altar? Light. Fire. Light. It's not dark. It's light. So let's go ahead and go to this next story here. And let's listen in.
Tonight, at least 90 people are dead in Texas after catastrophic flash flooding.
On Friday, the National Weather Service said 5 to 10 inches of rain caused the Guadalupe River to overflow. This is drone footage. You can see just how high the raging water got.
And this is the video from the ground level where search efforts are still ongoing.
Right now, dozens are still unaccounted for, including 10 girls from a summer camp. Nidia Cabezos is in Texas with the latest on the search and rescue efforts.
This time-lapse video shows
Wow,
how
look at
quickly
that
a
water
river in
had
Kingston, Texas
rose.
rose in just a few minutes
Oh
on
my
Friday.
God.
Search and rescue teams say they're finding bodies up in trees, including at least one of the girls from Camp Mystic.
They're finding
found two
bodies
young
on
girls
trees,
up
on top
near
of the
Hunt,
trees.
store. And then about 10 o'clock, we found another little girl wrapped up in debris in a tree.
More than 24 campers and counselors from Camp Mystic died in the flooding. It's just one of many children's summer camps along the Guadalupe River, where mountains of debris, including mangled cars, now sit.
From Hunt all the way to Comal County in a straight line distance is over 100 kilometers. This is a massive field that is happening. And again, this is unprecedented flood events.
Flash flood and evacuation alerts from the National Weather Service went out in the middle of the night when most people were asleep.
We had first responders that were getting swept away, actually responding to the first areas of rainfall. That's how quick it happened.
More than 800 high water rescues have happened since the flooding began.
It was scary.
As floodwaters destroyed Scott Walden's house, he and his wife had no other choice but to go outside.
I grabbed my wife and we literally jumped in the water and it swept us down to about 200 feet down that way. And there's a crepe myrtle tree that we grabbed hold of and we waited for rescue.
The risk of life-threatening flooding is still high in central Texas, with more rain on the way.
President Trump said he will likely visit flood areas on Friday. The president approved a major disaster declaration.
Wow. There's a lot of people dead there. It's not just 100. I'm sorry. Nah. The RV park got wiped out. Like I said the other day, I was talking about it. Over 50 RVs were in this park that was pretty close to the fucking river, and all these RVs got swept away. Every single one of them, all 50 of them. You think those RVs were just empty? They tried their hardest to try to get people out, and a lot of people survived. A lot of people did survive, but a lot of people did not. As much as they survive, expect around the same amount dead. Because remember, this is 4th of July weekend. It was packed, sold out. Think about that. Think about, like, all right, put yourself in that position. Let's actually project. Let's make a vision up. And let's use our imaginations. Picture. You're going on a vacation that you have planned for many months for a 4th of July weekend getaway. And you invite your family over, you invite your parents over, you have your kids there, you have your other kids around, other family members around, bring your pets with you. And we're going to do a sleep out. We're going to sleep here. We're going to camp out because it's 4th of July. We're all excited, so we're sleeping in tents outside. They're not talking about that. They're not talking about that. They're not talking about the RV park that got swept away. There's I feel their energy. That's why. It's very strong energy, It's when you get that amount of people dying at once, like it's a rush of energy, and I feel it within me. Like it's terrible how they died, and those that are missing, they're not alive. Okay, the numbers are going to keep climbing, and it's going to be a shock. But I know, I feel the energy. It's not good. Okay. Um, Man, I said something really bad was gonna happen. I felt something like for the 4th of July. I was saying it. I like go back and watch. I swear to you, I date all my shows now, so you could go back to maybe the second or the third when I spoke upon this. Um, I don't know how far back I was talking about it, but I felt the energy of something happening. I didn't know it was going to be something like maybe an attack, but I just knew something big was going to happen. Something was going to happen, and sure enough, that flood happened, and a lot of people died. A lot. I'm looking at big numbers. 100 is not even close. Got a lot of pets died, a lot of cats and dogs, and a lot of pets. Mm. It's just, you know, how would you feel like if you were in that situation? You could extra project into, let's say, the last RV there. Imagine that you're there. You have a nice, beautiful RV. Just project yourself there, astro project. So set the scene up. So my scene is I is like a bridge, and there's a way to get down to the RV area, and my parking is all the way towards the way in the back, but close to the river, which is a beautiful sight. You're back there. You don't have a chance, but especially with like what will happen. But let's say you're there and you're camping out with your family, possibly friends. You know, you have your pets there with you, and you guys have a fire started, and you have seats around the fire, and you guys are making s'mores. You guys are having a great time. The kids are playing with the sparklers. You know, they set the scene up, right? And you're close to the river. You have a great view of like your surroundings. It's so beautiful, right? It's like that good energy, that happiness, you know, like it's 4th of July weekend, a 3-day weekend. Like this is amazing, you know. 4th of July on a Friday, and then you're off Saturday and Sunday, and then a lot of people took that Monday off, so they have actually 4 days off. Like that's cool, right? You have that great feel, and you're having fun, and you have a nice, beautiful cookout. You're drinking beers, wine, whatever you like, smoking joints like me. Um, you're having a great time, right? So you go in your RV and you're calling it a night. The kids are out, maybe sleeping in tents. The adults also have tents outside, and they're sleeping outside together. Everybody has their little area, and they have their little sleeping areas, and it's very cute, right? It's a very cute. Like we're talking about, you guys had a great time. You actually watched the movie off the RV. You had a projector, and you guys were watching a movie, and you had popcorn, and you know it's camping, right? Entertainment, you know, and that's the form of entertainment was the projector, right? And you put the screen on the RV, and you could watch movies, or you could put it on sheets, like white sheets, and you could project the movie onto the sheets, and you could watch there, like over a fire. Oh my god, this is awesome, right? You're having a great time. Now it's getting late, and it's like it's you're going to bed. You go to bed like around, let's say, 11 o'clock, like 10 o'clock, and it starts raining. It's raining, right? There's no concern, you know. It's just rain, you know. It's raining, and you know it's getting a bit severe, heavy rain, and you don't know, you know, what's going on. You know, it's just a lot of rain. It's a heavy rainstorm, Okay, you're not really thinking much of it. Next thing you know, you get a rush of water that comes and just sweeps you away. No chance to even get out of the tents. No chance to even get out of the RV. Many people were in bed sleeping when this event happened. And I guarantee you, those RVs weren't empty. There was many, many people in them. There was many, many people camping. It's all gone. The people are gone. The people that were closest to the road are the ones that survived. The people that were deep, closer to the river, they're gone. They're not with us. It's sad. But you have people like Rosie O'Donnell talking shit. You got other people on TikTok talking shit. I talk the truth. I try to tell you the truth as much as I can. I come with receipts. I always come with receipts. You know? You got to back up your shit. But the fact that, humanity could act this way and have this type of energy is very disgusting. It's a disappointment. Like it's a disappointment. Like truly disappointed. Instead of like being more positive and bringing that energy, that like positive energy, no. You have individuals out there that's just very negative, very racist, very like political. I'm talking about you, Rosie O'Donnell. Political. Like, where's your head at? Where's your heart at? Do you even have a heart? Are you that like brainwashed? Are you that are you programmed that deep? Because I know you used to have the Rosie O'Donnell show, and you were entertaining back in the days. What made you change? Was it money? Was it a scandal? There's like, you try to project Rosie O'Donnell, and she's not an innocent person. As much as she thinks she is, she's not. And the fact that she had to run away to Ireland, why? What fear do you have? What skeletons are in your closet? I wonder. It's not hard to jump into your head and find out. That's for sure. You're disgusting. You're truly disgusting. And the fact that you could just hide and just talk from like what I do, but you can't do what I do. You can't. Yeah, you might have the attention, you have the audience, you have some ears on your side. I don't. But it doesn't mean that it's not getting recorded. And it doesn't mean that other people are not going to run into this and listen to what I have to say. Rosie, you was a good person not too long ago. Now, you're rotten. You're rotten. Your heart is just pure sand in it. That's how I feel about you, Rosie, because you're just not good. You're not even good for society. It's wild. All right, let's go to the story here. Let's go to the Florida one. And then we're gonna go into other news. Because I focus my energy all over the place. So all this stuff I have not watched yet. I'm watching it together with you guys. Just let me know in the chat, like if you're alive. Just a check. I'm just doing a life check here, making sure you guys are alive. Let's switch it up to here.
Deadly flash flooding in Texas kills at least 91 people. Many are still missing, including children. The water came sweeping through without much notice
91
early on the
people.
4th of July. The devastation tore through a summer camp,
That's
killing
it's
27
more than that. I'm
girls and their
telling you,
counselors.
it's
Now crews are searching
high
through the
numbers,
wreckage for survivors.
very high numbers.
People locally are looking to help as more storms are threatening the area now. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth
You
is
don't
live
believe me?
tonight. So Randy, local search and rescue crews are now heading to Central Texas.
Yeah, good evening to you, Marlisa. So we do have search and rescue teams with local ties to Central Florida already in place. But as you mentioned, we have more teams on the way. The state deployed 2 task force teams today. They are set to arrive in Austin at the command post by tomorrow afternoon, ready to serve. These are the devastating flooding images Robert Holliday has seen in Kerr County, Texas. His swift water rescue crew is moving through, looking for any signs of life.
So we have done land-based searches up near Hunt, and we are on the water, actively on the water, doing water searches.
Holliday is a member of the National Gulf Search and Rescue Team. He deployed to Texas from Lake County. While he couldn't confirm specifics, he says his 8-member team has helped recover bodies during the search for flooding survivors. But he hasn't given up hope that he'll deliver good news to a family while he's there.
We are keeping our hopes up that we are still going to find.
It's 3 days after. I don't think so.
Recent flash floods in Texas have killed nearly 90 people, and many are still missing, including 10 girls and their counselor from Camp Mystic, an all-girls Christian summer camp. Monday, the state of Florida deployed 2 swiftwater rescue teams to Texas, too. It includes fire and rescue crews from the city of Orlando, Orange County, Seminole County, Marion County, Ocala, and Gainesville. And other local agencies are getting ready.
Here are windows, serving windows, and there's a little tilt out there. Of course, what we do without coffee, right? We got to have caffeine. We also have more cold storage here in both of these units. So if we have stuff that needs to be kept cold, or you've cooked it and you have more left over, you can keep it, so that way nothing goes to waste.
The Salvation Army in Orlando spent Monday checking supply levels in their larger mobile feeding unit, as well as their smaller rapid response unit. The vehicles allow them to quickly set up shop and serve between 1,000 to 1,500 meals at a time to disaster victims or first responders in impacted areas.
The Salvation Army is always prepared. We don't prepare. We are always ready to go. So whether it's a rapid unit or whether it's this unit, that's why we have dedicated volunteers who are always thinking for us and planning for us. So we are prepared at a moment's notice.
Leadership isn't sure if they'll be called to Texas, but they want to make sure they're ready to deploy within a few hours' notice.
Yeah, they're just late, man. I just feel like everything.
And local leaders with the Red Cross say that they have not been called to deploy, but they do have volunteers on standby. And listen, if you are watching all of this unfold and want to give, we have a QR code on your screen. Fox 35 is collecting donations for flood victims. You can scan that, donate safely. We also have ways to donate on our website, www.fox35orlando.com. I'll send it back to you live tonight, Randy Hildreth, Fox 35.
You see, I don't think I don't think okay, this is my mind, right? I think the government could really help. You know what I mean? Especially with these type of events. There shouldn't have to be like money, like monetary, like, because they're gonna need the money and so forth. But I mean, our government is able to help out in this situation. It shouldn't have to be us donating money for a cause that we don't even know where that money is actually going to go to. Like, the government should step in, and they are stepping in, and they are mobilizing. But I think it should have been done a lot sooner. You know, I think after a main event like this, and knowing like how I felt the energy, like the urgency should have been that high. But yet it was ignored, and yet they're still suffering out there. It's not easy. There's a lot of people that are not with us. It makes my stomach sick. It makes my stomach sick. like my stomach just hurts because it's like a lot of them got ripped up. The currents, you think that you can swim out of that? I don't even care if you're the best swimmer in the world. I don't even care you're Michael Phelps. You would not be able to survive this. Not even an Olympic swimmer that's a professional swimmer that lives his life every day swimming would not be able to survive that. The water is too turbulent. It has materials in it, boulders, there's trees. Like you're passing trees that are 30, 40 feet up in the air. Do you know what 30, 40 feet is? That's nuts. Bodies on the trees. Beds on the trees. Like they're finding bodies on the trees. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. To me, it just makes it's. I feel it makes me like not feel good, because the energy is so high. So we're gonna change it up. We're gonna change the energy, and we're gonna watch something else to just get off of that energy because it's insane. It really is. It's just not fair, and a lot of innocent people passed away, but yet people want to be and they want to open their mouths and talk out of their asses. I don't care what race they are. That's a loss of life, no matter what race they are. Why they bringing race into this, and then why is it getting political? You know what I mean? Like after every natural disaster, after everything that's going, they have to make it political. Like we live in the divided states of America, so and enjoy the stupidity as we are heading to our doom. Okay, I just feel the planet is it's just one day just and everyone just goes at the same time, like something like Spaceballs or something. I don't know. It'll be something crazy. I know Spaceball 2 is coming out. That's crazy, right? I'm a big Spaceballs fan. I used to watch that movie a lot. It was such a funny movie. And I can't believe part 2 is coming out. Like, it's going to be very comical, and I'm looking forward to it. But I just feel like we don't deserve it. It's like we don't deserve it. It's just sad, how humanity thinks. It's sad how like everyday people we have to everybody works, everybody has a life, everyone has agendas, everyone has bills to pay, everyone has things to do, like everyone has plans. It's like everyone is just very busy and very distracted, and no one has the moment or to take the time to even like think, take a moment, slow down, and just think things out. Like, look into your own lives. Look at what's going on in your lives. Like, what can you do to improve it? Like, there's things that are blocking. You got blocks in your life. You got things that are like it gives you like the like no passage through here. It's like it's a dead end, and it's like, how can we move away from that? How can we seek a different route? And it all self reflect. You got to think about yourself, think about like the decisions you're making on a daily basis. Like, I shouldn't have ate that burger today. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's just the little decisions that you make is making you who you are today. And if you make the right choices, then the right things are going to come to you. But if you keep making mistakes and keep falling into the pit, well, where do you think you're going to be at? You're going to be struggling. So it's like, try to live life, and still care, but live it, live your life, and do what you want, and progress in yourself, believe in yourself. Shit, how many times you heard of that they tell you that, believe in yourself? That is true. I don't have to tell you that. You guys already know that. But if you got if you got the energy and the time, pray for these people out there, because it's not good. Okay. And there's thousands upon thousands of people being affected by this. So many families, co-workers, people that used to know you, friends. A lot of people are just really sad right now. A lot of professional people of importance, possibly doctors, nurses, possibly, like important, like they're just gone, you know. They don't tell you that in the news. You don't hear these like YouTubers and TikTokers think about that, and think about like all the people that and it doesn't matter about the race. It does not matter about the race. Like, real quick, race and politics. Blame Trump. Fuck it. That's all I have to do is blame Trump. All right, let's go to other news here. I got a couple of stuff open up, and then I'll wrap it up for the night. Just set it up here. Okay.
Caught on camera in Miami, the aftermath of a Cybertruck plowing right through a series of parked cars.
Local 10 crime specialist Bridget Matter joins us live from Miami with a closer look at
Holy
that scary
shit.
video.
Oh my God. Look at the
And what a
bumper.
nightmare this is for these drivers that were parked here just on the side of the road. One of the cars smashed in the back, still
Oh my
parked
God.
here. A lot of them have been towed away. Video will show you, it appears a Cybertruck smashed into all of these cars.
What?
A witness who filmed this cell phone video says a Cybertruck crashed into multiple parked cars. It happened off Northwest 8th Street Road in Miami's Overtown neighborhood Sunday morning. More video shows the extensive damage to the vehicles that were parked on the street. Video shows Miami police on scene. As for the driver of the Cybertruck, there's no information on who that is or if they were arrested. We've reached out to Miami police to ask if racing or speeding was involved. The viewer sent us video
Oh
from
my
later in the
God.
morning showing
He
a
crashed
clear
in-
view, at least 9 damaged cars, many crushed and smashed on the driver's side, including this mangled Dodge
Oh
truck.
my God.
We found glass and debris left behind on the ground this afternoon. No word yet on if anyone was injured. And as we know, Teslas have cameras on the outside of their vehicles. Cybertrucks have as many as 9, so it's likely those cameras captured the crash. We're live in Miami.
What?
Bridget Matter, Local 10 News.
Oh my goodness. That means we're gonna be able to watch this massacre live. Well, not live, but record it. That would be awesome to watch. It's funny, right? They put the Tesla, right? Elon, and then the number 9 cars. A lot of symbolism has been going on lately. A lot of symbolism. A lot of like weird numbers popping up. Yeah, just weird. But the Tesla, right? The Tesla truck crashing into 9 cars. And then they leave the Tesla truck there and they go off probably running in the night. Like, I'm pretty sure there's cameras that they're gonna see them running away and then see like who they are. Like, I'm pretty sure the truck knows like who's the person getting into the car. Like, the cameras, it will capture you. So I don't know. That's just such a weird story, right? We need a follow up on that one. If I get more information on that tomorrow, I'll share it along with you guys. I'm very interested in that because it's like, you saw all the damage, And the Cybertruck, it looks like it got like messed up. Like we could go back and get some screenshots on this. Let's come back over here. Give me 1 sec. Let me set it up.
More video.
Let me just hit pause here, and then okay, here we go. So let's go to the Cybertruck. Here's the Cybertruck. Like, let me see. They have it's not good lighting. You know what I mean? It's not good lighting. That's the back of the truck. That's the look at how the wheel is sticking out. So this axle is like it's already gone. But I would like to see the other opposite side of this truck and see how the damage is on it. And it hit 9 cars. It hit 9 cars. Like, let me go back over here. Let's go slow-mo on this because it seems like it goes a little bit too fast. So let's go on a speed. Let's go to 0.25 and let's see this real quick. Let's take the volume off.
Later.
Look at this car. Damn, look at this one. Oh man, look at the back. Look at the tire's gone. It's sideways. And see, okay, you have to see my reaction. Give me 1 second. Let me go this like this. What the fuck? I told my friend, I was like, Tyson, I know, if I do PG, I'll probably get more viewership and there'll be more little linglings all over the place here. And I'm like, nah, my show is rated R. It's always gonna be rated R. It's for 18 and over. It's just we don't need no little ones here. They should go far away from me. Like this is an 18 and over, very R rated. But let me get you closer to this car. Look at the tire. Holy smokes. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's go to the next car. This is the damage, the backside. You see the glass is broken up here and the back here, and over here it looks like where the cap here, I guess this is where you put the gas in this vehicle. Well, this bumper back here is all smashed in. There's some side damage here. You can see how it rubbed against here. The head, the mirror here is gone of this vehicle. It doesn't even have a mirror. The mirror is gone. Like, what the fuck? Let's keep it moving. No mirror. And look at this car. The whole back is fucked up. Like, the whole side is dented in. Oh my god, the glass is broken here. The mirror is fucked. That's crazy. Oh, the truck. Oh my god. Look at this truck. Okay, this is not, is this one? Yeah, this is it. Look at the back. Look at the headlight is broken. Like the back bumper, not the bumper, but the side panel here is dented in. And then look at this door. Look at the door. Are you kidding? The Cybertruck did that. This is actually a good infomercial for the Cybertruck. Do you think that's a good info for the Cybertruck? Hold on, let me make myself a little big here. Let's go with this one here. Should this be a commercial for Tesla? Look what the Cybertruck did. It damaged 9 vehicles. It was capable of damaging 9 vehicles. And severely damaging this truck. Look at the back door. Imagine you were there sitting in that truck, right? and you're about to leave, right? And you have some fucker coming down in a truck, in a cyber truck, and he comes and just rams into your vehicle and takes your back door off. Imagine how you would feel. One, you'll feel fear because you think you're going to die because, this impact is not a soft impact. This is a big impact. It ripped the door off. It's like literally off. The door, it's crumbled. This is a bad infomercial for this truck. This is a bad pitch for this truck. Like, how can this truck survive an accident? This cyber truck just rammed all through the side of it and destroyed the door. Oh no, I would not buy that truck. That's wild. That's crazy. Look at that door. Oh my goodness, I better look at the door. Hold on. Let me make my let's just make this big. What is that? That door's an accordion. That door looks like someone got like the paper, when you used to throw it away in school and you used to crumble it into a piece of like ball and you throw it away. That's what this looks like. What is that? Like, look at the door handle. Where is the door? Hey, I'm seriously, like, what the fuck happened here? The Cybertruck did this? Oh, I gotta see the video on the Cybertruck. Oh my god, this is this is great for like Tesla if you want to say that. I mean, it's so strong. It fucked up 9 cars. Elon must be happy. Like Elon I never trusted that dude, okay? I don't trust Elon, and you guys know I don't trust Kash Patel. You guys know this. You guys know because you could go back and listen to my opinions about 2 years ago that I talked about Kash Patel. I really did not trust. I don't trust him, but he is what it is. He is the FBI director, and and Bongino, I don't trust him either. I there's some energy there that's just something just tells me like stay away from those individuals. They're not trustworthy individuals. It's like if I could tell you everything, I wish I could, because if I say what I have to say, they'll take down my video. They'll take down my video. Oh no. This Rick's I know a lot. Oh man, they didn't show the last vehicle, but look at all the damage. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. Let's go ahead and let's take that down. This is South Florida, you know what I mean? There's another news here I wanted to check out from down there too. This is in Pompano Beach. This is a suspect arrested following fatal shooting inside Pompano Beach smoke shop. I'm interested in watching this. I just like watching news from other places around the world. South Florida always catches my attention, but because I used to live there, so that's why you're watching it with me. That's
Right now, a break in the case. The gunman accused of killing a man inside his family's business has been caught and cuffed. That shooting happened back in March at a smoke shop in Pompano Beach. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter is live with the latest. Bridget.
I briefly spoke to the victim's brother. He says their family is relieved that an arrest was made, but they have a lot of questions. They want to know who this man is and the motive for murder.
What?
It's been more than 3 months since 27-year-old Saif Abdelaziz was shot to death. Monday, the Broward Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of Clary Paul as a suspect in Saif's murder. He was arrested at an apartment in Atlanta, Georgia. The murder happened at this smoke shop off Sample Road in Pompano Beach.
my
The
God.
business is owned by the victim and his family. In April, we sat
Oh my
down with
God.
Saif's family. His brother says just after midnight, a man walked in and shot Saif.
My brother didn't even see it coming.
Oh
He got
my
shot in the back of the
god.
head.
The two were closing up shop together that night. He says it was a single shot. The shooter didn't rob the store, didn't say anything, and ran out. The family put up a
What?
$60,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Right now, it's not known if a tip led police to the suspect.
Oh my God.
We have requested more information from the Broward Sheriff's Office and a mugshot for this guy. The suspect will eventually be extradited back to Broward County.
You see, they don't talk about this in the news. That's
Local
why I jump around in the news, because like you would have never known about this. This shit happened like a year ago. This guy got shot, and we're watching the news now of they're confirming an arrest has been made. That's for one, that's great news, but that's sad news that this young like life, was taken away. It's I don't know. It's just weird times, right? It's weird times. Let's take a look at this story here. This is weird too. I haven't seen this on yet either, so let's watch it together.
Reporting for us this afternoon. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, Martha, this is still an active investigation led by the FBI after yet another attack on federal agents involved in immigration enforcement. The attacker opened fire early this morning outside a Border Patrol annex in McAllen in what Fox is told was clearly a planned ambush. Border Patrol agents and local police returned fire, hitting and killing the shooter, who was armed with an assault rifle.
What?
There were many dozens of rounds fired by the suspect towards the building and towards agents in that building.
The Border Patrol facility was left riddled with bullet holes. One McAllen police officer was hit in the knee by either a bullet or shrapnel. Police identified the shooter as Ryan Lewis Mosqueda, 27 years old, with links to Texas and Michigan. The McAllen attack follows two violent incidents at ICE facilities on July 4th in Alvarado, Texas. A police officer was shot in the neck after several people opened fire on officers outside the Prairieland Detention Center. The officer was treated and released. And there was also another attack on an ICE facility in Portland, Oregon, Friday night, a facility that has been the site of an ongoing protest for several weeks.
We're pulling agents off of regular duties now to harden our securities at our
That's still
facility
going on?
to make sure that we're on a heightened state of alert.
I took my attention away from that.
And these
They're
are
still having
pulling those agents
riots?
off of what they should be doing, which is out
Are you
enforcing
kidding
the
me?
law.
These people don't have a job.
All of these attacks, Martha, remain under investigation tonight.
Yeah,
Martha?
suspicious.
Thank you very much.
For sure, suspicious.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
Holy shit, that was suspicious as hell. Like, how do you go about, like, I don't know, this world's crazy as fuck. It's just a crazy world. It's a really crazy world. Sometimes it just makes you like your brain like go, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? Like, why would you go after border agents? Why? This is like a war against border agents. Is this the Civil War where you're going attacking agents? Like, you don't understand. There's going to be a lot of agents now. That bill passed. That's just going to raise up the budget for ICE and border agents. They're going to be as strong as the Army. Like, that's like the funding is going to be as much as the Army. And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It's a thing for sure, but it's an experience that we're learning together. You know, we're living this out. This is the fabric of time that we're living in. This is the direction that we're in. This is the, you know, it reminds me of the Avengers, you know, and how the fabric of time could change and go different directions. And that's why I just feel like this is a direction that we're in. This is like the opposite of John F. Kennedy getting shot in the head. Like, this is like the same thing with Trump. Trump got shot in the head and it just graced his ear. And he's lucky to be here, be alive. Like, I feel like we just bit the biggest bullet, and we imagine Kamala as president right now. Imagine Kamala Harris as president. Where would this country be? how would the security be at the border? Like, let's project to that time. Let's go to that alternate, because we could do that too. Astral projecting, you could go into all different types of scenarios, and you could put yourself in that position, and just imagine like Kamala Harris is the president of the United States, and Tim Watts is the vice president, and you could just imagine the chaos. Imagine what Iran was going through with Israel, and imagine what Kamala would have done. Like, imagine the border still open, wide open, and people just continue to come in through the border. Like, that's the other alternate universe, but we're not going that way. We're heading in a different direction. And since Trump lived, we're going into Trump's direction of leadership. And Trump is so important that he is the leader of the world. At the moment, he is the leader of the world. He is that powerful. He is as powerful as a king. There's no crown on his head, but you have royals that are bowing down to Trump when he comes to visit. You have royals from around the world that are opening up their palaces and opening up and having like fucking camels. Fucking camels and elephants and giraffes and like it was just like they worship, they honor Trump so much. They took him to a private mosque where he was in his socks. He took off his shoes out of respect. That's wow. And here in America, we blame Trump. Like Rosie O'Donnell, not even in America, gets all the attention because that's all she's in it for. She's in it for the attention. Because you got to remember, more attention to her means more views for her, and that means more money for her. So she comes up with the stupid stuff, and this stupid stuff is going to pay her. And all she's in it for is for attention. This lady has no other morals but just to seek attention. So sick, man. It's so sick. Fucking Rosie. Fuck you, Rosie. I know it's supposed to be PG, but I'm thinking like Deathpool right now. Fuck you. It's like, I'm stuck on that. Like, but man, they killed the guy. They got him. They put him out. That's the best part of it. The best part of the story is they put him out. All right, let's continue watching. Okay, give me 1 second. We already saw this one, so let's go to another story because we just finished watching this one. So let's come back to me. Let's pick out another story here. Oh no, Obama scathing takedown of Biden 2024 campaign unraveled. It's been revealed. So let's go ahead and watch this one. Let's watch this one. Give me 1 second. Let me set it up. Set it up. Okay, we're not going to that one because we already saw that one. Let's come over here. And this one.
And a new book detailing former President Obama's thoughts on former President Biden's re-election bid. And the picture, well, you can imagine it, is far from rosy. An excerpt from the book reading, he stopped to visit with Biden's senior staff, many of whom used to work for him, and shared his account of what he and Biden had discussed. Obama was more blunt with the staff. Your campaign is a mess. And let's bring in Hugh Hewitt, Fox News contributor and host of the Hugh Hewitt Show. This new book has a few new bits into it. It helps us complete the picture that President Obama was incredulous that Biden was running for a second term. Hugh.
I am not surprised. Good morning, Dana. I'm not surprised that President Obama thought the campaign was a mess because he ran a flawless campaign in 2008. So everything he's going to compare it to is going to be a mess. He's forgetting, of course, in 2012, he had a disastrous debate with Mitt Romney in his first debate, and he didn't drop out. You know better than anyone, Dana. every campaign bursts a bunch of books. It started in 1960 with Theodore White's The Making of the President in 1960. He did it again in 64 and 68. Boys on the Bus came out in 72. This is the third book thus far of this cycle. The first was Fight by John Allen and Amy Parnes. Then came Jake Tapper and Alex Thomas with the book Original Sin. Now comes 2024. We'll get a couple more jigsaw pieces, just a couple more bits of information. But any book written about 2004 or 2000 that you read is at best incomplete and often erroneous, right? I mean, no one can see the whole picture except the candidate and the most inner of the inner circle.
I thought this was also interesting. Josh Dawsey, he's one of the authors, he said this on ABC about Hunter's involvement.
Biden had a major figure in the president's orbit. He was often on these calls. He would pipe in to calls. He was helping him make campaign decisions. And the president was very concerned about his son. It was one of the things that was an albatross on him as he tried to run for re-election.
Look at this excerpt, Hugh. Hunter watched the debate from his home in Los Angeles, and his reaction was, what the F? He had never seen his father so out of it and worried about his well-being. A few days later, when Hunter arrived at Camp David for a visit, he told his father, I love you, and get some sleep. I think the Hunter Biden inclusion, of course, not only on his father's mind, but being around all the time was probably something that the staff had to deal with too, and they wouldn't be likely to talk about that.
Now, you know that you cannot keep family away from the principal, no matter what situation you're in. Josh Dawsey is a fine reporter. He's the equal of any reporter out there, and I'm looking forward to reading 2024. But this is not anything new to us. We all saw that President Biden was infirm. What we didn't know is that his staff was so incompetent that they would turn him loose in the late June debate after wearing him down at Camp David. Hunter popping up, not only at that meeting, but on phone calls that the rest of the staff didn't know he wasn't on, had to be a distraction for an aging man concerned about his son who was going through sentencing and trial at the same time. There will be details here, but it is clear a lot of people want to make Hunter the fall guy. The fall guy is President Biden, who originally sold himself as a bridge and then refused to go when he became infirm. So everybody else who's taken the fall or taken a hit, like Hunter and Dr. Biden and Ron Klain, et cetera, it all comes down to Joe. He decided to go.
You know, it's so true. It always comes from the top, and that is something that we all have to remember, especially as the investigations continue and the books come out. And as you said, the jigsaw puzzles come into place. Hugh Hewitt, thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Dana. Good to see you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host.
Let's go to another story here. This is the horrible, the worst mayor, I guess, in America, Karen Bass.
Today, I was on my way to the press conference with the governor talking about the 6-month anniversary of the fires of the natural disaster, the worst in California's recent history, and to report on the progress. While I was on the way, though, I got alerted that there was a ICE operation, military intervention, who knows, at MacArthur Park. I turned around, we went to the park. I could see a helicopter in the air. I think it was a Black Hawk helicopter. And I saw military tanks. It was the Custom and Border Patrol, and it might have been military on the periphery. To me, this is another example of the administration ratcheting up chaos by deploying what looked like a military operation in an American city.
Job.
So I went to MacArthur Park because it is very important that the truth be told about what happened there. Now, you can spin it any way you like, but in my opinion, it's a political agenda of provoking fear and terror.
I know she's
frankly, it is outrageous and un-American that we have federal armed vehicles in our parks when nothing is going on in the parks. It's outrageous and un-American that the federal government seized our state's National Guard. It's outrageous and un-American that we have U.S. Marines who are trained to kill foreign soldiers overseas deployed in our American city. So here's the truth. There's no plan. other than fear, chaos, and politics. Home Depot one day, a car wash the next, armed vehicles and what looked like mounted military units in a park the next day. What happened to the criminals, the drug dealers, the violent individuals who were in the park today were children. It was their summer camp, their summer day camp. Those kids now have no activities this afternoon. They have to stay inside. They were ushered inside so that they didn't get exposed to the troops that were walking in formation across their playground area. We did not want the children to be aware that it was ICE. Although I do have to tell you that I went and I spoke to an 8-year-old. I never let on what was going on upstairs.
Why the 8-year-old speaking to a stranger?
Did this 8-year-old tell me that he was afraid of ICE? Did the 80-year-old tell me that he was afraid of ICE taking his parents and he didn't think it was good to take people away?
Oh, Lord.
So understand that that 8-year-old knows enough of what's going on that he's already traumatized in anticipation. And I don't know if he had a sixth sense or not to know that they were upstairs. But I think it's pretty dramatic that a child said to me that he was fearful of ICE.
First of all,
so what I saw
should
in the
not be
park
talking
today
to strangers.
looked like a city
You're a
under
stranger.
siege, under armed occupation.
Stranger
And I have
danger.
to tell you, spending many years traveling into conflict areas, you know, it's the way a city looks before a coup. The administration
Lord,
is
listen to
continuing
her.
what I have framed as an all-out assault,
They need to
military
arrest her.
assault on our city, Custom and Border Patrol randomly driving through the streets, snatching people. That is when they're identified. It's Custom and Border Patrol, but we know sometimes they're not identified, so we don't know who they are. Well, I just think it's important that we continue to tell the truth to the American people. There was no protest. There was no disorder that required that. MacArthur Park, we've been working on, the mayor's office and the councilwoman here, Councilwoman Hernandez, have been working on to improve conditions in that park for the last couple of years. And I just want to say, do we have the ability to show this? Because I did want
that park.
the world
park
needs
needed
to
help.
see the troop formation on
A lot of
horses
immigrants there.
walking through the park in search of what? In search of what?
In search of immigrants.
They are walking through the area where the children play. The children had to be ushered off. What you see is them in a skirmish line with the horses walking through. I do not believe that anyone was detained. Maybe they were. But then again, I don't think the goal is to detain. I think the goal is to spread fear. I think that's what it is. It's to terrorize Angelenos.
Beautiful horses,
it's
though.
to
I love
say
horses.
to immigrants that are in our city
I'm
of
just saying, I
immigrants
love horses.
that
have
they need to
horses
stay
there.
home. They
Are you
shouldn't go
kidding
to
me?
work. They shouldn't go to school because we're coming after you. Let me just acknowledge the organizations behind me. SALA, the Salvadorian American Leadership and Educational Fund, CHIRLA, Carescent, Clinica Romero, SEIU USWW, SEIU 721, St. John's Clinic. By the way, the St. John's Clinic was attempting to provide medical care to people in the park. They had to shut down because of the troops. Proyecto Pastoral, representatives and staff, local, state, and federal levels, UTLA, and the Central City Neighborhood Partners. With that, let me introduce the president of the City Council, Marquise Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and thank you. Thank you to Mayor Bass. The council is very proud that the city at this moment is led by Mayor Bass. It's one of the toughest moments we faced as a city. In a city council of 15 members, it's rare that we all sign on and take the same position forcefully on an issue. And last week, Tuesday, we stood together, all 15 of us, condemning the raids, asking ICE to get out of our city, and indicating that we're going to remain resolute on our status as a sanctuary city. This morning was horrifying for so many of us. I happened to be on the phone with the chief about another matter, and he starts to describe to me what he can see on video happening in MacArthur Park, which by all the videos that we see and all of it and all the inside information that we've gotten, it's not clear that anybody was picked up. It's not clear that there was even a illegitimate immigration enforcement goal for this morning's. This morning looked like a staging for a TikTok video. And what we say to Border Patrol as the council, if you want to film in LA, you should apply for a film permit like everybody else and stop trying to scare the bejesus out of everybody who lives in this great city and disrupt our economy. Every day they are here, they disrupt the economy and they cost this state and this city and county millions and millions of dollars in real money, but also the kind you can't count. And that's making people scared to leave their houses and making people scared to go to school and to the doctor and to call the police or the fire department when something is wrong. That is the kind of havoc that's being visited upon our city. And so we're very proud of what's been done in MacArthur Park, and we're going to continue that work. But we need ICE out of LA now. And with that, I'll ask my colleague from the 1st District who's led, along with the mayor, the great work at MacArthur Park, and it was on the scene very, very early, from the 1st District, Councilmember Eunice Hernandez.
This morning, we witnessed the latest escalation in the Trump administration's depraved campaign against our city. The National Guard descended onto MacArthur Park, bringing troops, military weapons and equipment, and armored vehicles to a community park, a community hub, a place where families gathered. This happened while summer camp was in session at the park, and instead of playing games with their friends, young children were subjected to having to be ushered into the lower part of one of our buildings as terror was taking place in our community, as they were in a space where United States soldiers were there with weapons here against Americans in the city of LA. MacArthur Park is the Ellis Island of the West Coast. It was chosen as this administration's latest target precisely because of who lives there and what it represents: resilience, diversity, and the American dream. It is no coincidence that the president would target a place that so clearly embodies the values he has spent his time in office trying to destroy. When we invade and surveil our own neighborhoods, when we scapegoat and demonize immigrants, when we disregard due process, we are no longer living under the rule of democracy. We are living under occupation and authoritarianism. The actions from the federal government over the last month do not represent the values of our city or of our country. Sending United States soldiers to intimidate children at camp and señoras at the bus stop is not making anyone safer. Raiding Home Depots is not stopping crime. Tearing families away from their children isn't upholding family values. And let me be clear, the cruelty and the chaos that we see is the point. But Los Angeles will continue to support our families, will continue to resist, we'll continue to have each other's back, and we will continue to demand the immediate withdrawal of federal troops and ICE in our city. And now a call to all electeds and all people all across the country, from local cities, municipalities, jurisdictions, aldermen, governors, everybody. Please understand that what's happening here in the city of Los Angeles, we are the canary in the coal mine. What you see happening in MacArthur Park is coming to you. $140 billion new budget for ICE. What do you think that's going to do? That's going to transport what's happening here in our neighborhoods to your front doorstep. So wake up.
They're going to take all
it's not happening by accident. So please,
and she's going to be arrested
watch what's
too,
happening. Please support Los Angeles. Please support California. But also, we need to work together to figure out how we make sure that authoritarianism doesn't take over our country.
Our country? What country are you talking about? You creepazoid. What country is she talking about? Like, fill me in on that, because I think I live in that same country, and I don't think I don't know. She's never skipped out on a meal. I mean, there is Ozempic. She could definitely use some of it. I'm on it. I'm on Ozempic, but it's because of my diabetes. But that's here nor there. But everyone has their opinion on that. I've been on it for over a year. Like, I'm still here, and I haven't lost that much weight. But like, I'm gaining weight instead of losing it. But that's the diabetes, That's just it's a bitch. I inherited it from my grandmother, so it is what it is. It's in the family, and it was passed down to me, and it'll be passed down to my niece. It'll be passed down and passed down and passed down. So that's wild. Let's see, what else do I have here? Let's go ahead and get rid of this. I think we're almost done for the night. Let me see here. This was when was this? This was Tom Holman, and then I guess this is another one here. What is this? Okay, so there's the video of the MacArthur Park. That's what I wanted to see. So let's go over here. Let's hit pause. Because the media has blamed to the also, it's part of the media's fault too. Because the media is pushing their agenda, and they're not helping. Let's put it that way. They never help. They just do the reporting, and that's it. Give me 1 second. Let me put the sound on it. There we go.
We have breaking news here. This is in MacArthur Park. Scott
Breaking
Rice
news
is in
live.
Air 780.
Why are they going
Scott,
live?
We have a lot
And
going
join
on.
us.
We haven't seen much in the way of
This is
detentions at this
interference.
point, but we see a lot of confrontation. What
This
are you
is
seeing?
ABC 7.
Absolutely. There's a lot of activity and a big deployment here, bigger than we've really seen in the past for the most part. You see the armored vehicle traveling right through MacArthur Park right now. You see a lot of people trying to antagonize them, if you will, coming up to the vehicle, stopping it, and LAPD has just responded. It looks like LAPD is going to be involved in some crowd control. You see them there on the bottom of your screen, but we'll push back into the armored vehicles. One of the things that is so difficult, these agents are not identified. You can't tell if it's ICE. You can't tell if it is National Guard. We had a convoy of National Guard vehicles go through here a few moments ago, and they left. We have 4 or 5 vans standing by as well, and then all the other unmarked vehicles. You can see the crowd is getting closer and closer to what could be ICE.
I'll run
agents.
them
We don't
over.
know that for certain,
I don't
but
care.
in the past, when we've seen this type of activity, that
I
is
would have
what it
ran
has
their
been.
asses
But as
over.
you mentioned, we haven't seen anyone detained. We haven't seen these agents go out into the crowd.
All these
and try
people
and
should be
grab
arrested for
anyone, and it looks like
interference.
now they may be moving through.
Why
Interestingly,
do you don't arrest all these people and then
earlier
send
we
them
had
to
a
El
report
Salvador?
that Mayor Bass was here for a short period of time, and then we believe she left. Whether she just stumbled across this or she planned to come
No,
here and
she
let
turned
people know
around.
that ICE may be involved in this
She
activity.
turned
If
around
it
and
is,
went
ICE
back
is
there.
unclear. But
She
certainly there's a
didn't so
lot of
happen to
activity here, and you
tumbled
can tell
into this.
a
No,
lot
she
of
went
the
back
crowd
because
is
she got a
getting
report
extremely close to these
that
vehicles,
that
and
they
that's
were
a
there.
problem, and that's why LAPD
So
has
that's why she
responded.
should
It
get in
looks like
trouble
they're
and
going
be
to
thrown in
try
jail.
and eventfully
Man, Trump
try
needs to
and
do
make sure the
something about
crowd
this,
does not
man.
get
This
too
is
close
stupid.
to some of those vehicles. Usually
LA
LAPD does
needs to
not
be
assist,
cleaned up.
but they will be
Too much
involved in crowd
immigration, man.
control, and that appears to be what
LA
is
is
happening.
just polluted with immigrants,
Scott, again, we're looking at
especially
this.
illegal
We don't
immigrants.
exactly know why these federal agents are here. And we don't actually know exactly what agency they're with, correct?
That is correct. It makes it extremely difficult when they are not identified. We don't see anything on the armored vehicle. We don't see any of the other
It's
vehicles.
military.
marked
What are
with
they gonna
identification.
do? Hey,
Just police. Nothing but police.
we're the
No
Marines.
specific
Hey, we're
agency,
the
no
Army.
FBI.
Hey,
It looks like now they are rolling through and
like,
leaving. We don't believe any detentions or arrests were made. We didn't see anything like that. But it was
all these
interesting.
people
They
should be
have a
arrested.
Black Hawk
Throw them
helicopter,
to like
DHS's
throw them
Homeland
to
Security's
battle. Send them
helicopter
to
is overhead.
Ukraine.
LAPD did respond. They rolled through, and then they just left. But at one point in time, there was probably as
I
many
used
as
to run
30
cross
National
country
Guard
there.
vehicles
I didn't
that
like that
drove
park.
through
That
the
park was
streets.
really
And boy, to
dirty.
see that on our
A lot of
streets, it's the first time I've really
drugs in
seen
that
that
park.
many National Guard vehicles. I mean, large vehicles. They're big vehicles strolling through the
People
neighborhood,
doing drugs.
down through our streets. That was certainly
I used to
unusual.
like the
It looks like
waterfront. I
whatever
used to
activity
just like
is
run
going
on
on
there.
now is dissipating. It appears that they are leaving, and it looks like LAPD may be leaving as well. But it was touch and go for a moment there. It's unclear if any arrests or detentions had been made.
Well, Scott, the National Guard was what I was going to ask you about a moment
I don't
ago,
understand
because
why the media is
it
so
almost looked,
up and
because
about this.
you mentioned it, but there were a lot of National Guard, heavy a police officer almost hitting people in the street there.
Yeah,
Again, that is
they're in the
odd,
fucking middle of the
but
street.
it's
They
almost
need
as
to
if
be run
something was
over.
scheduled that maybe was canceled.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
It appears that could be the case. That very well could be. It was a large deployment of what appears to be ICE, federal agents of some time before. That police officer swerved right at one of those people on the street. I mean, I've really never seen anything like that, where they intentionally tried to almost hit someone on the street. That was quite unusual. But as you mentioned, there
the
was an
people are on the
extremely
street.
large
They're not supposed to be in the
deployment here
street.
of federal
So
agents.
the
They
police
have
is
left
not
now.
wrong.
Now, whether they had
That's what I'm
scheduled
trying
some
to say.
type
The
of
police have
huge
to go on the
raid in
opposite
this
side of the
area,
road
and then
to
somehow
avoid these people.
it got counteracted by
I would
people
have ran
knowing
them
about
over.
it, and they left. But it was certainly very unusual to saw what we saw here over the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, very intimidating presence when we saw it
would've
just
ran
in the
their
commercial
asses
break before we
over.
got to your live report. It was interesting to see. It was just this caravan of so many military vessels and large ones, and they're full of people inside. So again, we're watching this, we're monitoring this.
California, Los
We
Angeles,
watched that
California.
LAPD cruiser really kind of getting slightly aggressive out there. I know that people are frustrated and people are jaywalking and probably hindering law enforcement, but again, you don't want things to get escalate. That's the last thing anybody needs.
She's talking
Yeah,
about
the danger of people in the street, especially when we saw the federal agents in the street, how confrontational people were, and it did seem as if the officers in a sense, maybe, Scott, trying to send a message. I don't think they were even close to trying to hit the person, but they were certainly trying to get people to get out of the street, because this was one of those moments where it could have gone either way, and you really needed the crowd to disperse.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that before.
I've never seen that.
A patrol car swerve towards a person that's standing in the street.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't swerving towards the person. He was trying to avoid the person.
It is clearing for the
We
most
just
part.
watched this.
That is Wilshire Boulevard that is
Are
shut
you
down.
kidding
Runs
me?
right through the middle of MacArthur Park here,
I can't watch
and
this
it looks like
anymore.
they're
I'm
stopping
getting,
traffic. Go to the bottom of your screen.
it's almost over.
LAPD had set up down here, and it looked like when they responded, what they do is they just get some sort of complaint that there's activity. They don't get any forewarning that something like this is going to happen. And when they respond, they will get involved with crowd control. It looks like that was their intent initially. Now, since the armored vehicles rolled out and the federal agents have left, it looks like the LAPD is leaving the scene as well. We don't know if anybody was hurt or injured or detained at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Scott, thank you very
From
much.
a war. Send them to. We could send them to Afghanistan. Send them. We need to get back our military equipment from Afghanistan. So let's send them all over there and fight to get our stuff back. Fight for our country. Go to Ukraine if you want. Go fight a battle. Don't come and be a menace and cause. This operation is going to go. It's going to even get stronger. You think this is ICE is going to get so much bigger, and there's going to be all these people are just doomed. They're going to be all gone. They're gonna clean it up, and there's going to be so much space for people to live, and the rents are going to go down. The food prices will go down because all these people are just eating up our resources, and of course, our food prices are high. And they're high because these people are eating up our resources. That's why it's high. My goodness. But let's check out this video here. Let me set it up real quick. So this is what that Karen Bass was. She turned around and went back. We just heard the news conference. She turned around and went back because she heard they gave her an update that they were there. So she turned around and went back. So that she's gonna get in trouble for that. She's gonna get in big time trouble for that. I'm just letting you know right now. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. But let's take a look at this. Look at the beautiful horses. How many horses they have? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 horses. The number 9 again. Oh, symbolism. The 9 horses here. Let's take a look. Let me put the volume up so that way we can listen.
Horseback in military vehicles descending onto that park.
This time things ended differently.
Let me put you back because I got to listen to this.
MacArthur Park becomes the latest scene of a massive presence of immigration enforcement agents, heavily armed federal agents on horseback in military vehicles descending onto that park.
Why is she there?
This time things ended differently than
Oh,
we've seen in the
Lord.
past. Fox 11's Laura Diaz live in downtown LA with more. What happened out there today, Laura?
Yes, the big question tonight is what was the purpose of the show of force? We can tell you that there were not that many people present in the park when that raid took place. And unlike other raids, advance word leaked out. Fox 11 was on the ground and up in the air.
They're in trouble big time.
By 11:10,
That's what the United
there was
States
tanks
government.
and all this. They got tanks all through here. They got the white vans. They got the trucks. They got all this shit out.
About 10:30 Monday morning, heavily
Monday
armored Border
McFadden.
Patrol officers with a fleet of vehicles and some on horseback descended on MacArthur Park. This is the heart of the immigrant community, just 2 miles from downtown LA. Sky Fox was overhead as the operation kicked in. Our Fox 11 photographer, Sam Dubin, on the ground, recording the dramatic scene. Immigration agents in military green carrying rifles. Neighbors and community activists rushed to the park, challenging those in the action. Children were scurried from the urban park.
The military pointed their guns at us and were screaming
Well,
at
they're
us.
pointing your gun at you.
Among those arriving on the scene was LA Mayor Karen Bass, flanked by
LA Mayor.
security and in a crush of people pushing for the operation to end. Our camera caught her on the phone, pleading with officials to stop.
Getting ready to leave? Okay, please, can you leave ASAP? My comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now.
Soon after, the operation ended, reportedly
Oh,
with
she's
not
gonna
one
get so much
undocumented
trouble for
person
this.
taken into custody. A couple of hours later, a news
She is
conference
gonna
was
get
called
so
at
much
LA
trouble.
City Hall with the mayor surrounded by community activists and city council members denouncing the raid. Fox News spoke exclusively with Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino, who had tough words for Bass.
The federal government is not leaving LA. I don't work for Karen Bass. The federal government doesn't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here till that mission's accomplished, as I said, and better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon.
He's calling for you to get used to it. What is your
I'm not going to get used to it. I'm not going to get used to it because last I checked, I was elected to be mayor of the city. That did not include a federal takeover. So either you
hello,
believe
you work
it
for
or
the
not.
federal government, you dummy. You're so screwed.
Homeland Security would
You're
not
so
confirm
screwed.
or deny if they arrested anyone today. What I can
gonna get
tell you with
arrested.
certainty is that Fox 11 was over the scene in MacArthur Park for an entire hour. During that time, we did not witness anyone get arrested. I'm Laura Diaz reporting live from downtown, sending it back to the studio.
Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Karen Bass is going to get into deep shit. She's going to get into deep shit. She's so stupid. She's so stupid. She interfered in an operation. Let me come back to me. And we'll watch that. That's going to be the last video of the night because it's already 2.5 hours. So I'm already done. I want to go to sleep. I don't know about y'all, but I want to go to sleep a little early tonight. Karen Bass is gonna get arrested. This nonsense is gonna have to stop, but it's gonna have to stop with the top. We have to start from the top, work our way down. We're gonna have to eliminate, like, the mayor has to be removed, the governor is gonna have to be removed. Like, there needs to be some form of structure reestablished because the corruption is way too deep The mayor, she looks like the Joker. Her outfit even looks like the Joker. Like she looked creepy as hell. Like, give me a second. Let me go back. Let me see if I could point out her creepy outfit. Like, and the one lady line, oh, they were pointing their guns at us. No, they weren't. They were not pointing the guns at y'all. Like, these people are reckless. Like, look at this Joker. Give me 1 second. I'm setting it up. So this is live. It's not recorded. Yeah, it's recorded, but it's live. I'm doing it live. It's not a recorded upload. Nah, I don't even remember the last time I ever did that. I'm so used to doing lives that it's just, look at this face. Give me 1 second. Look at this face. Doesn't she look like the Joker? I mean, with the suit and the glasses and that face, like even listen to her. Like, let me put the audio on here, and let's go back here. This is her pleading for them to be removed and to leave and to abandon the operation. Like, she just showed up here. She wasn't invited here. She turned around. She was going to a press con. She was going to a press conference that she was gonna do, which she was. It was about the anniversary of the fires that was like 6 months that happened 6 months ago, and she was gonna go and report on that and give a statement, I guess, or talk about that. That's what she was gonna do. She was going to go talk about the fires and what's the progress that has been happening, which has been nothing. If you've been following up on the news in LA, very little has been happening out there as far as the fires, and these people are being ripped off by the insurance, like State Farm, that's not like wanting to pay like out there the policies. You have like the city doesn't even want to give out permits to rebuild. Like, everything's just a fucking mess in LA. And then you have this individual, I call her the Joker of all jokers, like Karen Bass. Listen to this creep.
Okay, please, can you leave ASAP? My comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now.
Soon after, the operation.
She is the mayor of a city. This creepazoid is a mayor of LA. That's all she is, the mayor. She's just a mayor. She's not the president of the United States. She doesn't even respect the federal government. She doesn't even care about the federal government. Like, honey, you live in California. California, the last time I checked, is part of the United States. When did they fall off the map? You know? When did this dictatorship started? Like, where did Karen Bass come from? She needs to be investigated, and she needs to be thrown in jail for interference in a federal operation, disturbing, and like so much charges they can put on her. They can throw her in jail. She could go to prison for this. And she thinks she's helping. She thinks she's doing a great job. Like, yes, I told them to go away. Bad people, bad. You didn't tell me you were coming here. You're supposed to, you have to tell me. They don't need to tell you jack shit, dummy. Oh, these people get me so, like, I feel like Tom Holman right now. I know the headache he's feeling. It's fucking, these people are just fucking crazy. That's what it is. They're just fucking crazy. This is my last video of the night. So let's enjoy it. Is Tom Holman. Give me 1 sec. Let me hit play on it. Oh, of course, I have to put the fucking sound. I hate when you I open up window and the sound is off. Okay, here we go.
Well, several suspects are now in custody after a Texas police officer was shot in the neck while responding to a call outside of an ICE facility. So it happened in Alvarado, which is near Fort Worth. This was over the holiday weekend, and Jonathan Hunt is following this story for us. Hi, Jonathan.
Good morning, Dana. This all played out in the late evening of July 4th outside the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado. Police officers responded to a call about a suspicious person outside the center. When they arrived, they saw someone who appeared to have a gun. One of the Alvarado officers tried to talk to that person, and at that point, several other people opened fire on the officer, who was hit in the neck. He was treated at a local hospital and has since been released. Officers arrested a number of people at the scene. A motive for the attack is still being investigated, but the Department of Homeland Security said a group of more than a dozen people had slashed tires of federal vehicles and damaged security cameras at the ICE facility. There was also another attack on an ICE facility in Portland, Oregon, Friday night, a facility that has been the site
All these people
of an
need to be arrested,
ongoing
man.
protest for several weeks. Deputy Attorney General
All of
Todd
them.
Blanche
They need
wrote
to
on
open up
X
more
Saturday
prisons.
morning, quote, "We are closely monitoring the attacks on DHS detention facilities in Prairieland, Texas and Portland, Oregon, and are coordinating with the USAOs and our law enforcement partners. The department has zero tolerance for assaults on federal officers or property and will bring the full weight of the law against those responsible." Now, both attacks, Dana, happened on the day President Trump signed his domestic policy bill into law, a bill, of course, that includes some $45 billion to expand the capacity of immigration detention centers and $31 billion for ICE operations. Dana?
All right, Jonathan Hunt, thank you.
On that topic, Tom Holman joins us. Borders are North Lawn. Tom, good morning to you, and thank you for your time today.
Good morning.
Let's get to the big, beautiful bill in a moment. Who were these suspects who were fired, who actually fired the shots and were later arrested? Who were they, Tom?
Look, they're your typical protesters that go from protesters to criminals. The attack on ICE officers, you've covered it many times, is up nearly 700% now. We were talking 500% a couple weeks ago, so it continues. The rhetoric against the men and women of ICE is skyrocketing, especially by members of Congress. We have senators, we have Congress people that compare ICE to the Nazis, compare ICE to racists, and it just continues. So the public thinks, well, if a member of Congress can attack ICE, why can't we? So the rhetoric has to stop, or it's a matter of time for someone to, one of the ICE officers goes down or a criminal goes down. But we already see an officer go down.
To be clear, so these were American citizens? These weren't illegals who opened fire?
No. As far as the investigation, I want to get ahead of the local investigation on this, but they appear to be agitators, people that are protesting ICE operations, damaging ICE property, want to attack ICE officers.
Okay, let's talk about the money. And Tom, you got a lot of it. $170 billion for immigration in the big beautiful bill. Here's
$170 billion.
$46 billion for border wall construction. That could be completed by the time President Trump's second term is done. $45 billion expanding immigration detention capacity. $30 billion for the ICE hiring and training. $6 billion for border technology and surveillance. And it really appears that really has not been something that's been talked about a lot in this bill. But that's going to go a long way. In addition, put this up. You have 10,000 new ICE agents. Currently, you employ 5,000. You add 10,000 more for a total of 15,000. Tom, how will immigration in America change with that amount of resources going into the operation that you run?
Look, this is the first time I've seen an ICE plus up in decades. I mean, I started in 1984. I saw the Border Patrol get plussed up, 4 or 5 times. When I was in the Border Patrol, we had like 4,000 agents. Now they got 20,000. ICE has never been plussed up at a meaningful level. And that was a problem because the more you plus up Border Patrol, the more the arrests on the border increase. When they arrest them, they go in detention. Now it's ICE's job, detention. It's ICE's job, transportation. It's ICE's job to go to immigration proceedings. It's ICE's job for removal. So ICE has never been plussed up at the level. This is the biggest plus up we've ever seen, which is going to create efficiencies in the program. We can transport people, detain people, remove people quickly, but it also adds more officers to the streets, which we need. You just said it. We got less than 5,000 deportation officers at ICE. We got over 20 million illegal aliens in this country. And I see the rhetoric right now. ICE, the number 3,000 a day is ridiculous. Well, I want to be clear. If you do the math, we would have to arrest 7,000 people every day for the remainder of the Trump administration just to remove those that Biden released into the country. So $3,000 people a day is not unreasonable. This gets more agents on the street to arrest more criminals, more national security threats. It couldn't come fast enough.
Tom, will this change some aspects of America?
Look, I think it's going to make America safer. For every criminal alien we take off the street and deport to another country, for every national security threat, look, we got over 200 Iranians who are arrested since the Iran conflict. So this is going to make this community safer. We got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal records walking the streets of this nation. With this plus up, we can take them into custody, remove them quicker. That's going to make this country safe again. We're going to show the whole world that if you enter this country illegally, which is a crime, and you commit yet another crime here, there is zero tolerance. We're going to find you and deport you. We got to show the world there's consequences for violating our law.
One more thing here. We watched about a week ago, Everglades, Southern Florida, Alligator Alcatraz was open. Here's the headline. Alligator Alcatraz 2.0, second migrant detention center plan in the Florida Everglades. You've got that. And you've got Stephen Miller, who said this about a week ago. Roll this.
Oh, my goodness.
We want to go to every Republican state, pick up the phone, call DHS, work with us to build facilities in your state so that we can get the illegals out, we can get the criminals out.
Tom, which states do you see accepting that today?
Look, I think every red state governor would want to help us do this because we need a lot more beds. We need 100,000 beds, and right now we got about 58,000 in custody. So we got to ramp up those beds quickly. Thank God, Governor DeSantis came through. This is a great facility. It's got an airstrip right there that we're going to use not only to deport people from that facility, we're going to use that as a staging area for the East Coast.
Wow.
We got a staging facility in Arizona. We got one in Texas. It's great. In Louisiana, it's great to have one in Florida. But I hope all the red state governors step up and help us do this because we need beds quickly. And they got a prison system. They can certainly build upon that. But it's also going to give an efficiency to American taxpayer. Detention facilities are expensive. We're looking for the best deal out there. We're still going to count on our private contractors. They do it better. They do it cheaper than the U.S. government does it. But we want the governor to step up. This is their problem too. I mean, what Biden administration did to this country is a problem for every state in the country, even blue states. But I just don't think they're going to step up because they're too busy attacking ICE and they're too busy attacking Trump policies.
On that point, quick question, quick answer. Could this get ugly?
As long as the false stories go out being pushed out by the media and members of the Hill, it could get ugly. I just hope the rhetoric stops because we're talking about life and death here. These men and women of ICE, the men and women of Border Patrol, remember this. They're mothers and fathers too. They don't hang their heart on a hook when they go to work. They're enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. If you don't like it, go protest Congress.
Tom Homan, thank you for your time. We'll speak again very soon. Thank you from the White House today. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the.
Well, even what happened with you know what happened with Karen Bass, man, that she's gonna get in real trouble. This is what we need right here. Let me bring it back closer here. This is what we need. Make accountability great again. Like, seriously, make accountability great again. You can buy the shirts, TysonDeLaCruzStore.com. And, it's support his channel and give him a like. And, buy his merch. He has good merch. Actually, I'm going to give him a lot of my ideas so he can make shirts out of them and he could profit from it. I want him to be very successful. He's very gifted. He has very good energy. So I want to support him as much as possible and send him good energy his way. But I'm going to wrap it up for the night because I am tired. I don't know about y'all guys, but you can go rewatch my other shows and rewatch this show. And for the ones that are rewatching, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And for the guys watching, thank you. I appreciate you guys too. My neck is really hurting. It's getting uncomfortable. I'm already leaning. It says mega, but you can't really see it because I'm leaning over. So it's like you can tell I'm leaning over because my back is just between my back and my neck. It's just like a horrible combination of pain. It's a little torturous, but it's something that I got to go through. It sucks, but continue having a good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're at. And catch you on the flip side. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll come back on here tomorrow and we'll do it all over again. I don't think I'm going to do a morning show. I'm not sure yet. I don't think so. Unless something breaks, like if we have breaking news, then yeah, I'll come on here. But I just have... And actually on Wednesday too, I have doctor's appointments and physical therapy. I'm back as physical therapy, but not aquatic therapy. I'm doing physical therapy. So the saga continues with my neck. They're going to be working on my neck and manipulating my neck. So of course I'm going to be suffering for a while, but I need to do it because it's the summertime and I need this my body adjusted. And when you have a spinal injury and it's just every day is a new day and the pressure determines how you're feeling for the day. It's so tricky. So it is. But yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. Like I said, continue having a good day wherever you're at and don't let all this dramatic news and sad news get to you because it's life and I just reporting on it because I got nothing else to do, so I might as well report the news. With that said, peace for now. Bye.